voice of Master Chief, Spartan 117, and you're tuned in to Next Podcast. Now, wake me when you need me.
Bot barely remembers his own name.
It is. I forget my first part. I'm Mr. Bot. Mr. Bot. No, what's my first name? That is right, people. What is going on? It is the Xbot 448, and we are live with the Next Podcast. Yo, shout out to the chat. We were just talking, man. We're seeing some names here that haven't been around for a while. It is good to see you guys. It is really good to see everybody in the chat getting in early. And guys, we have a show for you, man. There are some weeks where it just all the topics that come, there's nothing really light, man. There are topics that I swear could be the highlight topic for multiple shows, and this is one of those weeks, man. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about. Of course, Halo Infinite's multiplayer. We have Battlefield. I believe the release date is tomorrow, but I think there was early access or something like that. So we got some Battlefield to talk about. Of course, when it comes to Forza Horizon and other games, we could talk about the VGAs as well. It is gonna be a fire show tonight. So before we get into the intros, I'm gonna have to deal with the YouTube business, guys. Hit that thumbs up button. Share the stream out. Share the link wherever you go to talk games. I know Twitter is the place where I am the most, so you can share it there. Share it to Facebook. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your neighbors. It is going down tonight, and they need to be here with us on the Next Podcast. But let's get into these intros, man. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna go all the way to the West Coast. This man, he is a single player fanatic, but I want to let him know that they have created something. There's a mode in which players from all around the world can come together into a game, and whether it's competitive or co-op, and have fun and be able to talk to each other as well. It is multiplayer mode. So Dark Optimus, that does exist in games, man. You gotta do that more, bro.
Is that on Game Pass?
Is exclusively on Game Pass, bro. What's up, man?
What's up, brother? It's good to be here, man. I'm happy to be here, man. It was a long week, bro, and honestly, just to get onto the podcast and then talk to you guys, it's gonna be fun tonight. So we got a lot of shit to talk about. So let's get into it.
It's kind of been a long week. It's gonna be an even longer week for me. I'm gonna be working tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm gonna have off Thursday. I'm gonna work Friday. So yeah, I got my long week is coming up. But you're right, it's been kind of long. But good things come to those who wait, and we've waited patiently for a certain multiplayer that we're gonna talk about. And I think you got a few opinions on that, man.
I'm gonna make some ponies very mad tonight.
Oh, here we go. Guys, it has been that vibe before we went live. I can tell this is going to be a show to remember. The potential is there. The potential is, dare I say, volcanoing tonight. But on that note, let's go to the Lone Star State. This man, you might know him on a certain other website, OnlyFans, with his #1 fan, of course, being the Angry Otter himself. But he is here every Thursday to hang out and talk games with you guys. It is my homie Predator. What is up, bro? You don't say, Pred. Pred? Yeah? Really? He muted himself.
Cool
He
story,
forgot the
bro.
mute button is what's going on.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna move on from that intro in 3, 2, 1. I guarantee, guys, Pred is here. All right. I don't know what happened, unless he got abducted by aliens, something like that. But he is here. He will talk to you guys. I guarantee it. Next on the list, of course, we're gonna go to the man, the creator, the inventor of hashtag Crispy Truth, and I love his promos on Twitter when it came to this show tonight. He said he's going to be dropping bombs. Of course, it is Crispy Bomb. What is up, bro?
In a world where flip-floppers flop back, there is only one community to stop them. It is the Xbox community. Da, da, da.
Yeah, I think that's the funniest shit you've ever said.
Flip floppers flop back. Yeah.
Oh,
Hello, no, yes.
Oh, there
yeah,
you
we
go.
got you.
Dude,
There he
There we
is.
go. I had to reset everything over here. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I can't stand people flopping around like fishes. Like, oh, please let me back in,
Crispy.
please, please.
Wait, hold on, wait a minute. What the hell is going on here? I see somebody from Christmas Past is in this.
You be quiet right now. You be quiet.
Okay.
We're going through intros. We are going through intros. All right,
What's
Crispy.
going on
It's good to be here. Good to be here. And yeah. I got some knowledge bombs to drop out there, since nobody brings it up, even though everybody's talking about the same damn things. I feel like half the time. Like, come on, let's get with it here, people. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun night. And yes, Christmas Past has returned. So I look forward to hearing this person's thoughts. So let's keep going.
Well, Crispy, I got a question for you, just real quick before we move on, man. I don't know if this is a problem or not. You gotta let me know if I have a serious issue. I have said the word foliage so much that I almost forgot how to say foliage. Is that a bad thing?
That's yeah. Well, I mean, you did bring up volcanoing, which is just quite interesting, but I mean, apparently that's a buzzword for something. I don't know what it is, but
I know.
Whatever. Like foliage is the proper term, people, not foil. Foil. We're not tinfoil hatting here. We're talking games,
well,
people.
Maybe
like,
we're not. Maybe Maybe the person who made it popular might be. But that's.
I would like to see. I would like to see some foliage, though. I would like to see a game that has, the trees are foil, and come on, let's see it now. Like, you might as well do it. Like,
it's a wrap, bro. It's a wrap. All right. Well, next on the list, he has been with me from the beginning, people, and I don't know how he does it every week. You guys got to give him props. He is coming live from the 405, and he's just trying to talk to you intelligent gamers out there. It is K-Mega. What is up, bro?
What's happening? Feeling pretty good. I had a Nerf football taken out of my hip, which is pretty amazing.
Do you throw it around the house now? It's all squishy.
Well, no, that they kept it.
Does it whistle?
Does it whistle?
No, I don't know, but yeah, hearing that I had a thing that was the size of a small Nerf football in my body.
Ooh, shit.
That was pretty amazing. So but yeah, thank God for the doctors. Thank goodness they got that thing out of me finally. But yeah, ready to go. Doing some running around here on these podcast streets, So did a podcast Sunday night. It was a one-on-one. He's an up-and-comer. I like what he does. It's really cool. I'm gonna have to have him come on GRG sometime. Definitely then was on RDX.
An error occurred. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
I see that it says an error occurred. Please try again later. Like what?
What
My
did it go
my
away?
my internet has been like there. It is. We are back.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Let's see. Hold on.
I guess it was just telling me hurry the hell up.
Come on,
All right,
knowledge.
we are back. Okay,
I was like,
guys.
I was like, what's going on?
No, I was being very very patient with this whole thing,
Ah.
guys. My my ISP, my internet service provider. I don't know what is going on right now. There's been a couple hiccups throughout the day where my internet dropped and then it picked back up. So I do apologize for that. There's really nothing I can do about it. You figure when you're an early adopter for the 1 gig internet that they would look out for you and make sure it's as stable as possible. So if it does do that, I will let you know, guys. We will be right back. It does a little hiccup every once in a while where it drops and then comes back. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna call them, but I can't do that now. I gotta do that kind of like after the show, probably tomorrow on my lunch break at work, something like that. But yeah, so all right. Well, we already introduced Pred, but he wasn't there. So, Pred, do you want to say hi real quick?
Hi,
Okay, there we go. Pred is there. I told you he was there.
I'm here. I'm alive.
And guys, we are blessed tonight with a family member of the next podcast. This man, when he started on this show, he's like, yeah, no, I'll come on every once in a while. You know, no big deal. Thinking about, you know, occasionally joining us as like a guest with some knowledge of game development. And it turned out that he was here with us for every single show for I don't know how many years, man. He is definitely a next podcast family member. He is one of my brothers. It is the Don. What is up, bro?
Hey, man, let's drop that one more time.
The Don.
Hey, guys, it's been a long time. I heard King Mega gave birth to Little Mega there.
I did.
Has the same shaped head as you as a football, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Predator seems not to care even more now. And yeah, I'm back, guys. I'm back. So just decided to, well, me and Bot had a little conversation, I think, an hour before podcast, and then you said, hey man, would you come on? And I said, yeah, let's do it. So
and the stipulation was nobody else on the panel was to know that he was coming on tonight. And I was like, dude, I already had that plan. I wasn't gonna tell them shit.
Oh, so he wasn't.
I mean, you
supposed to
never
me that
tell
yesterday?
shit anyways.
Yeah.
Yo, Dark, did you read the topics tonight? I just gotta ask. Did you read the topics?
Absolutely not. I never did.
There you go, man. Why do I gotta
well,
tell you shit? When
it's
I
been a
type
couple
shit
years,
out,
but nothing has changed, right?
Yeah. I mean, why would it? You know,
Bob makes a lot of squeaky noises, and we just don't listen all that much. So
do I still squeak? Yo, chat, do I still squeak? Man, let me know. Hit up the chat.
You hear that little laugh that's gonna happen.
I don't know, there's one time
ever
you
since you said that, I've been trying to change it. By the way, I've been trying. If I notice
You been trying to change that laugh? Okay.
yeah, man,
I've been trying.
just embrace it. Just embrace
I've
it.
been trying to get a
Just
little more
embrace.
bass in there, man. Just a little more bass.
We can't tell. We can't tell.
I know
So-
it doesn't sound as bad as Kate Mega. Kate Mega makes it sound. Like, dude, you are bad at impersonating Kate Mega. I just wanna let
Man,
you know.
there are times that King Mega does that. I'm oh shit, Bot's here, and then he's
No.
yes, no joke.
Yo, shout out to Sir X-Man hitting up the super chat early. That is right, people. The super chat does work, and it does help out so much for the channel and for my life, man. I'm just saying. But shout out to you, bro. Thank you for the support. It says your internet is acting up because too much Halo. Well, King, was it Thrash? King Thrash let me know that I played Halo Infinite for 13 hours. I played for 13 hours. I am level 6 going into level 7, and he told me that's just not good enough. The progression is horrible. But we're gonna
get the job.
We're gonna get into that. We are gonna get into that. But guys, I want to talk about Battlefield first. We have a couple Battlefield fans on the panel. I believe the game drops tomorrow. I want to say I don't follow Battlefield too much, man. I gave it a try. I'm not really big on kind of like people versus people war. I'm a sci-fi guy. I like shooting aliens, stuff like that. So I kind of gave up on trying to get into Battlefield.
You know
But
how
that
many
doesn't,
people you kill in Halo?
huh? No, you don't.
Yeah.
That's all practice, bro. You don't know the story of Red vs. Blue? Come on, man. Don't do this to yourself. Don't do
I'm
it.
talking about like when you're playing against other people.
No, you're not
Like
killing.
it's not red. It's not red and blue anymore.
You're not killing, man. That's training. That's Spartan training. You're
Mhm.
not thinning the herd of potential
Teammate-
Spartans, bro.
Teammate is training death is what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's different. It's totally different.
Oh,
Totally
it's
Oh
different.
my god. Wow.
But
Okay.
just because I'm not into Battlefield doesn't mean that it is not a big name game. Doesn't mean that it is not a game that a lot of people out there are looking forward to getting their hands on. And I believe is there some early access going on or something? Because I know Predator's been playing this game like
Yes, there is.
religiously.
Yep.
Well, we're going to start with Pred on this. Pred, the game officially drops tomorrow. I got to ask you, what do you think about what you've played so far? How do you think this game is going to drop? I believe there's a day one patch coming with it as well, because I heard people talking about issues. What has been your experiences, man? What is going on with Predator in the new Battlefield?
It's a fun game, but it's broke as fuck right now.
Isn't that usual
and
though?
that's almost expected to happen with a Battlefield launch. I hate to say that, but that's just the way it is. I mean, I do have faith in them to fix it because they've always been like, even Battlefield 4, people still play that religiously. And I think like one of the major things that I'm missing, that I feel like I'm missing, like the scoreboard at the end, like there's some different mechanics in the game that aren't in other Battlefields that you kind of don't really think about in the beginning, but then you realize that they're not there. And you're like, oh shit, where's that at? So it took me going back. One of the things I actually like is the I guess the creator part of it, where you can go and you can play the older Battlefields. The cool thing about that is they're using the new engine that they're using for this current Battlefield, and it makes the people who love the Battlefield 4 are like in that game.
The Portal or whatever?
Yeah, the Portal. Yeah.
Okay.
To the portal.
Like I went and I totally forgot about that because I was so busy playing 2042 that I forgot to go check out Portal. And I went and I played Caspian Sea last night. And oh my God, that is so much fun now. The way they fixed it and make the maps look so much better. But the main base game, minus the Portal, there's everything's kind of seems like it's kind of hidden. Like the server browser's kind of tucked away, and it's there, but it's just not really set up right yet. And from my experience playing Battlefield, like all that shit that we saw in the previous Battlefields will eventually make its way into this. But I'm not a huge proponent of saying like, let's give you all this shit that we fixed from this previous version and then coming back and taking it away for the new version so we can add it later. That shit should have been there at the very beginning of the game. Right? It should be no question. Like if they had it right at some point of the last game, it should be included. That should be your baseline right there, going into the new game. And it's not there. There's a lot of bugs. Like you got fucking hovercraft sliding up buildings,
Really?
Protections off. Oh yeah.
That makes me want to play it right there. I want to go up.
It's like there's just a lot of weird, quirky things that just make you laugh. And it's like, because sometimes some bugs are just funny, and it's not like a game breaking bug or anything like that. It's just like, why is this hovercraft floating over here in the sky? Like type shit. And it's funny, but it shouldn't be there. It's funny now, and it's something they got to fix at some point in time. The progression system is a lot better than it is in Halo. I'll say that.
Wow! Shots early.
Yeah, I'm shooting shots now, but I mean, it's not a bad game, but I get that some people are not into, spawning and getting killed, within, like running across the map for 4 minutes to get killed, like spawn in a better location. But like it happens though, because I've literally like spawned, nothing's there. I'm sitting there waiting on enemies to come. Nobody shows up. I get bored. I start hiking down the fucking trenches and shit and across the world from Africa to fucking East Asia. And I get sniped. I'm like, fuck, I didn't get to pull a trigger. It's like the maps are insanely large for the amount of people that's there. There's times that you're just gonna get killed. Like you can't go in this game thinking you're gonna have a KDR of like fucking 15-2. It doesn't work that way. Like you're gonna die in this game a lot. So it's about season capture points and stuff like that. So I know we talked
it's
about
about
this
working
a
as a
weeks ago.
team and utilizing like your kind of like
doing stuff that you're
specific-
supposed to do in the
Yeah.
military, where you're supposed to communicate with other players. I've been playing on PC and I've not talked to one single person in every game I've played ever. And so like there's like little options there. You can like hit the button and it's like hey, go here and shit like that. But nobody listens to that shit. I feel like I'm playing solo by myself all the time. And if I had a squad of my friends, that's different. They haven't gotten the game yet. So I'm sure like next week, talk to me and I'm sure I'll be like, yeah, I'm having much more fun with this game now that I got my friends playing. But like right now playing solo, it's just really not a fun experience for me because like I'm an objective based guy. I say, let's go to point A. I will expect everybody to be at point A. And you got some motherfucker over here in a fucking helicopter. You got some asshole over here in point B. It doesn't work that way. Like it's not, it's not a fun game to be playing solo like that. But, rack up your kills, build up your character. And I'm sure within a couple of weeks, once everybody gets all the achievements, or not achievements, but all the characters and stuff like that they want out of their character and start getting their weapons and stuff, it'll kind of level out. Like, and that's also something too. Like when you start playing, it's kind of like Call of Duty. You get a shitty gun, you get crap weapons. They don't have any attachments and shit in the beginning. But as I've progressed my characters, like it's gotten a lot easier to survive and kill people. Because I'm not sitting there shooting fucking rounds in places they shouldn't go. They're actually hitting the target now because they're actually good weapons. So, just be patient with it.
Gun anymore.
Yeah, and for the record, real war, actually involves human beings, not fucking aliens. So I mean, there's that.
Yeah,
and I know that
don't
you're
like
not
war.
I know you're not
violent, bro.
I know you're killing people in a video game. It doesn't matter if they're humans or aliens. They're still killing something.
Well, all right. I don't want
You're
to kill
talking to
my
a
fellow
military guy,
brothers.
so that's not.
You know what I'm saying, brothers and sisters out there. It's a personal thing. I just don't. I don't get entertained by it, man. I tried. All right, but I guess I just don't have that.
I better never catch you playing a video game where you got to kill a human being ever.
Well,
never.
Oh man.
Oh well, no, he played Cyberpunk. He killed a whole bunch of humans.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't want to promote war.
Here's your thing.
I'll promote street violence, but not war. Okay.
Right. I just don't think
shit.
Wow.
Somebody's gonna catch him in the battlefield.
No. Here, because I've called him out on this in the past. He likes weapons that don't exist.
Yes.
Right. He like a M4 shoots like an M4, but a fucking plasma rifle
shoots like a plasma rifle. There you go.
It shoots like something you've never seen before. So like, it's not the human thing. I think it's like the real weapons thing. Like, oh, this is a.
I don't know. I do like
this
a rocket
gun
launcher. I do like a rocket launcher though.
Yeah, I'll fuck somebody up with a rocket launcher.
Yeah,
but that's my take on Battlefield. I know we kind of wanted to get through this quick so y'all can have your Halo orgasm and get it over with.
I already had 3 of them, man. And
I had my say so. I appreciate that, and I'll probably sit here and shut the fuck up for the next hour and a half.
Oh, you're gonna talk about Halo as well, bro. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know. That's funny.
You're gonna get into that, but yo, K Mega is a part of the panel, and he's also a Battlefield fanatic. And yo, shout out to Sir X-Man. See what happened, man? You hit the super chat early. You got Battlefield for the first topic, bro. Come on. But K Mega, have you gotten in on the I guess the early access or whatnot? Have you been playing Battlefield, man? You got to give us your thoughts. What's going on with the game, bro?
Yeah. First, before I talk about Battlefield, I have to say, for people who's watching this race, you'll see here really quick how brutal playing on expert is. I'm riding, I'm feeling good. I'm like, oh yeah, this gameplay is gonna be hot. But because it was so stunning how this ends for me, I said I just had to keep it going because I was driving damn near right the whole damn map, and it was just crazy. But anyway, all right, so it just blew my mind. Yeah, Battlefield in the beginning was a mess, was a buggy ass mess.
All right, well, yo, hold on, freeze that thought. It was a buggy mess, all right, because I got to shout out to Sir X-Man. He proves a point as well. You guys are about proving points against Xbot tonight. I can see it, yo. Hitting up that super chat though, brother. Thank you for the support. He says, Xbot, if we did a custom game in Halo, you would be trying to kill every one of us. That's killing your friends. Because K Mega, because
would probably win.
Oh man, he doesn't. He's trying to score brownie points or something, man. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not that Bot doesn't like to kill friends. He doesn't like to be killed by friends. It's different.
That as well. That as well.
That's true too. Yeah.
All right. So Battlefield's a buggy mess, or it started off as a buggy mess. What's going on?
Appreciate it, Sir X-Man. But yeah, no, it was a buggy mess. I've been playing it. I thought the patch was going to be coming today, but I didn't get a patch or anything. So I guess the patch comes tomorrow. I have seen some improvements. One of my pet peeves, Fred named, it was more than one, but one of my pet peeves that was in the game is that not only what Fred alluded to about you just spawning and the next thing you know you're shot and killed. The other one is I could unload a whole clip. And then the M4 is absolutely trash in that gun will get you tore the hell up because everybody's using automatic weapons and you're using this M4 and that shit is, it's pow, 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 and it doesn't matter. So I was like, okay, those was annoyances, but I was like, okay, I'm going to go through it. I played it yesterday and I played it today. But I played it yesterday, and it played a lot better. Now it still had some issues. It still had the little buggy things that like Fred talked about, which is not game breaking or anything. But today, I will say that game played 10 times better. There was moments where I would be going through the wall or some kind of crazy shit. I recorded gameplay of it. I know that you didn't get all of it because I know it was like an hour and 10 minutes long, but the thing of it is that they have already made lots of improvements, and the shooting is so much better. It is back to where it was on Battlefield 5, where it almost felt like you didn't even need to go into hardcore. Because I was like, I'm going to try this M4 because I'm saying this game is moving really, really solid. So I was like, okay, let me use the M4. Boom, boom, boom. 3 shots or one shot in the head, gone, done. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. So there has been some drastic changes that they've already been doing, and I thought the game was coming out today, or I guess it will tonight. But there's supposed to be a big patch to come in too. So, and the game is looking extra crispy. The sand level, what's it called, Hourglass? Mm. Man, when the sand comes through, when the lights when it goes dark and the buildings come, it was a little ashy. Last week, it is crisp as hell. So it just comes to show that whatever they're doing, it's working. Now the portal just seemed to work fine from the get-go. And I jumped into the portal as well. Played I didn't play the 1943, but I played Battlefield 2 and Battlefield 3. They played excellent. I did play a couple of matches of Fiesta, and that was fine. So Battlefield is going to be fine. For people that's talking and making this seem like that this is going to be another Battlefield 4 moment. No, they ironed a lot of things out. The game is just in a bad spot between COD and Halo, but it's still going to have its audience because I'm still going to play it from time to time. But it's already
compared
improved
to those two anyway, man.
Right, it's its own entity. So that's the thing about. And on top of that, they'll keep on adding other stuff. And once they start adding more Battlefield 4 maps, because they only got 1 right now, or 2, I think it's 2. But yeah, no, and the maps on the 2042 are so massive. Another thing that a lot of people was having issue with there was so many weapons being dropped at one time, and so it was just so much chaos going on. That seemed to be limited because when I was trying to put out trying to bring out like a tank or something or whatever, it wouldn't come out because I guess they put it as set number. So they have done some patches already. If the big patch hasn't come then I'm really going to be just amazed because it's already working hellified better on the console. So
It's
so
coming
I don't
tomorrow.
know. It's coming tomorrow. So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
supposed to
so
come
it's,
tomorrow.
yeah, so maybe PC might get a couple of things a little bit later, but yeah, I played it for about like 3.5 hours today. And then I was just like, oh man, this is good and crispy. So yeah, this I people have faith. Don't give up on Battlefield. Battlefield will be just all right. It is different
Hey,
because the way
don't you
that it's
realize, man?
structured, but it's still good.
People only play one game at a time, according to Twitter. Like they can't play a game for a little while and then switch to another. That's not possible. And you know, having this game in between COD and Halo, you know, to these people on social media, nobody's gonna play Battlefield then because of it. And I'm like, yo, come on, people pick it
Yeah.
up, people play it. They're gonna they can dance between games, man. I do it with Forza, Halo, Destiny. Like I bounce around a lot when I play games, man. You know, but according to social media, you can't do that, bro.
Well, it is what it is. Well, listen, I'm going to be bouncing around, so there's work to be done on both games, and I'm having a good time with it. I'm not mad about my purchase. At first, I was like, well, all right, Battlefield, I'm gonna, it's already too late. I already paid the money for it, um, but no, this launch it looks like it's going to be pretty solid. I'm sure there will be some bugs, of course. There's always a game that massive, but it's a hell of a lot better than what it was when we started playing it last week. That's for sure. So
Now,
I'm
K
looking
Mega,
forward
with
to it.
this gameplay, I gotta ask you. This looks like a Toyota Supra, but are
Mhm.
you driving a lawnmower? Because I've seen you in the grass quite often in this race, brother.
Yeah. You know what? I want to see you play on expert and go ahead and let that rip. Let that bad
Does
boy rip
expert affect your
on the
car?
On the Goliath. On the Goliath. Let's
Does
see what you can
expert
do, buddy.
affect your car
On the Goliath or the
is
Colossus, whichever one.
I,
Whichever one.
I played just about all the big races so far. I
No,
do
yeah,
play
but we ain't seen it though.
I
So
do
come
play
on
in
now.
highly skilled though. I do play in highly
See,
skilled.
I'm a big boy. I want to play. I'm trying to get to unbeatable. So
But then you talk about
I
how
got some
hard
work
it
to
is,
do.
bro. But then you talk about how hard it is.
Well,
At least you
well,
ain't got me
the
saying.
regular races are much easier than trying to beat the bigger races on expert, especially with it's just crazy. See, that car was about to pass me. Like I was like, oh no, you
Yeah.
ain't
Oh,
doing that.
yeah. Look at that. Look at that,
Yeah.
man. Just bumping into him real quick. He does that online too, by the way, people.
Well, that
I
was
don't
an
do that.
X-Plot
Yeah.
4 technique right
Yeah,
there.
yeah, that's what I learned
Yeah.
from Xbox.
Nah,
Yeah.
I should
I
know
was like,
better
no, I'm gonna
than to
do
bring
that.
up Forza when these two are on the
Hey, listen
panel
here.
because it gets
Listen, we're
turned.
watching bot. I'm one step away from hashtagging AAA on our who hit who scenario is full in play. We'll have them weigh in on who hit who, right? So
I'm gonna make vinyls of dents and right over on be like, yo, the Don hit me here, K Mega hit me here, and I'm gonna have them all over my car, man. I'm gonna make that vinyl set. And
man, the way you ping pong, man, that vehicle's gonna be covered.
Right.
The way bot drives, man, there's way more
they
hits. He
haven't
hits way
recorded.
more
They
people.
haven't recorded drive.
You hit way
in
more.
so
You
long,
hit
bro.
way more people than any of these guys do.
I drove, and I seen bots drivatar, and so I was like, oh, okay. The Xbox drivatar went straight at me. Like I was like,
Oh, yeah.
damn.
Even my avatar wants to get revenge for every time you hit me, bro. Like I got
Wait,
let
wait.
you know, man. Yeah.
Like, Mega, you're driving on highly skilled. How's he showing up on your matches?
I
he's not
drive
showing
on
up on-
highly skilled, bro.
He's not.
I
He's
drive
not.
on
I'm
highly
talking,
skilled.
that was before. He's not showing up on any of my matches now since I'm on.
Yeah, it's easy. There's a difference there.
Yeah.
It's weird how
Yeah,
that
there's
works.
a difference. Yeah, like I moved up, and I was like, oh, okay.
Don,
Where'd
Don,
Bot go?
do not
Bot
spread
there.
false information. People are gonna believe that is the way that works. You need to chill with that, brother.
Hey,
Anybody
man,
else?
they watch my streams. They see what happens. They see if you're there or not.
Does anybody else want to get on Battlefield? Don, Crispy, Dark. Anybody want to chime in? Any thoughts, opinions on what's going on with Battlefield?
The only thing I have to say is that I don't think it's justifiable to spend the money on Battlefield as of right now. to me.
And do you know this
Um,
through experience, like playing it, or?
Yeah, just playing the beta, like, was just kind of like, oh, okay, just didn't
You
grab
mean the
me
beta
like
from like
other.
2 months ago, right? Not the full
Well,
release game.
I think it was it 2 months ago. I thought it was like a month ago.
Maybe a month
But
ago, but yeah. Same
yeah, I know
question.
I know it's not the same. I know it's not the same, and I know that, but I don't want to spend money on just a multiplayer game. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just multiplayer.
All right,
If,
Dark.
Well,
if
you don't
it's
like
not
multiplayer games anyway, so there you go. That's your problem.
Right.
I was gonna say you
if
It's
it's
spend
like
money
not on
on
Game
only single
Pass, I
player
don't care.
games.
If it's
I
not
mean,
on
the
Game Pass, I
content
don't
in the
care.
game is ridiculous. Now, there is like what some people, well, quite a few people have complained about because the amount of weapons, because Battlefield usually have like tons and tons of weapons right off the rip. But I think the reason why they limit them like they do is because they want to make sure that they're nerfed properly and then add more weapons when they add more maps. That's how I perceive it, which I think is smart at the end of the day, because
They
you
want to
don't want
adjust the
all
weapon
those weapons.
sandbox until it's balanced, and then kind of
Right,
move
until
forward
it's
and add
balanced,
more
right.
from there. I
Right.
kind of see that.
Right. Mhm.
It's something that Destiny loves to do. Although when it comes to the Telesto always breaks the game, which is why it's my favorite weapon in the game. But yeah, definitely can see that. Crispy, the Don, you guys want to chime in here? Or are we gonna move on?
I'll say if it's not in Game Pass, I have no interest. Let's be honest, okay? I
Hey,
mean,
there's a 10-hour
I
trial on Game
have,
Pass right now.
I have. You know what? I'll wait then. I'll use that later. There we go. That's a good way to think about it, because at this point, I'm in the holidays and I have so many games to play. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm actually at the point where I've played Gears maybe for 3 hours this past month. Like, that's for me, that's
Wow.
say what? So,
You're not going
and
to
I'll be
it.
honest,
Yeah,
I'll be honest, there is another first person shooter that gave me an oh shit moment, but we're gonna get into that.
Oh, dude, I am interested. But before we do that, man, there was a show that is celebrating 20 years of a platform. That is right. Xbox has been around for 20 years, guys. I'm not trying to make anybody feel old or anything like that, but it is
I
hard to
feel
believe.
fucking old, dude.
It is hard to believe, man. I remember getting my first Xbox. I remember the first time I
was
played
13.
I remember the first time I played Xbox. It was at my aunt's house. My older cousin had it, and
Bot.
do you guys know
Honest question.
what?
Honest question for you though.
What?
So your kid was conceived around Halo 1.
More like
Definitely before
He
Halo
doesn't
2.
know he wasn't there.
Damn.
no, I was there. I was there.
He loves the camera.
Yeah, no, I didn't go that far. I was just like, yeah, do what you gotta do.
Yeah, I'm just saying
18. Yeah.
yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
crap! I didn't even.
You probably don't want to share that with your son next time he plays Halo. Just so you know.
But Xbox, they had their 20th anniversary show, which I gotta say, like, a lot of people were talking about what they were gonna see in terms of games and stuff. I was surprised, and in a happy way. I kind of like what they did, because it was really an anniversary show mixed in with a couple things, like a couple kind of like, hey, you can play this now, or hey, we have these games here. But it was a really enjoyable show. I enjoyed it, and I loved like the kind of like the little extras and stuff that they put out there. Don, did you check out the 20th anniversary the Xbox show that they did?
Yeah, it was a total gaslight for, hey, we're going to release Halo first or early, and a couple backwards compat stuff. It was cool. It was like kind of nostalgia, little kind of, going down memory lane. That's really more or less what it was, and it was just kind of a love letter to the fans. And I wouldn't put it like a super high pedestal outside of the Halo announcement, but once you had the Halo announcement, it was kind of a big deal. So.
Nice, and that's one thing I love about the Don. He just puts his opinion there. He's to the point, and he's like, "Let's go." Yo, Crispy, did you check out the show? Crispy, did we lose Crispy?
Man, I leave for 2 years. Is this what happens? What's going on here?
I have no idea. Crispy,
Did you call my name?
Crispy!
What? We're talking about the anniversary show.
Yeah, did you check it out?
Of course I did.
All right. Yo, hold on, real quick. Shout out to Lady Foxfire hitting up the super chat. Now I know it is a special night. We got a super chat from Lady Foxfire. Thank you so much for the support. She said, "Gamers eating good. # Game Pass. Happy 20 Xbox." Yo, shout out to you. Yes. Yes, Game Pass is good. Oh man, I wonder if we're gonna have dueling soundboards tonight. Yo, K Mega hasn't gone crazy with his. Yeah.
No, he has a bigger variety for sure. I got a bunch of stuff. I got a bunch of stuff from Fast and Furious on mine. So.
Oh goodness.
It does. It's hilarious.
So Chrissy, just real quick, what did you think about the show? We're gonna get into like the back compat and stuff like that, but what did you think about the overall show? Because like I know a lot of people were hyped and to like they might see something. I think this was a different show than what they were expecting, but I think a lot of people, I think they enjoyed it. I know I did.
I mean, once I saw 30 minutes, I was like, this is just going to be a love letter, and they dropped a few small little bombs. I mean, we're going to get into those things, but all in all, I was really impressed in how they approached it. They didn't like sit here and drag on a bunch of BS. They got straight into the point. Really showed some things. Really made fun of themselves, which you could say what you want, but I do love Xbox for that, because if you don't look at your past, you don't look at the red ring of death and say, we screwed up. I mean, you know what I mean? Those are the things. I will say, besides the two things we're going to get into, you got Halo, the series coming to Paramount. Paramount's going to do it right, dude. Like, they're going to do it right. Trust me. Anything I've watched, like a good series from Paramount, they're going to do it right. And also, the fact that, you have this series coming out, with them going over, the struggles of Xbox and everything. I don't remember the exact name. I'm sure somebody will correct me on that. But, that's something that a lot of people don't realize. Like, if you haven't, been around Xbox for at least like a long period of time, you don't understand like how much it took, with everything it felt like against these people that are trying to make this happen. And, to where we're at now, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy to think about. So I'm looking forward to those two shows, because I have been like binge watching shows lately, and I will gladly do that with those two. So I'm looking forward to that.
Nice, brother. Dark Optimus, dude, did you check out the 20th anniversary show?
I did, dude. And guess what?
What?
I fucking loved it. Because you know why? I can't wait for that freaking documentary next month. I can't wait for that Halo series. And at the end, you hear Cortana's voice, and that's the actual Cortana too. I looked it up, make sure. I was like, is this actually Cortana, or did they get somebody else? No, it's actually Cortana. And dude, man, they pulled out all the stops. I wasn't expecting them to do some backwards compatibility stuff, honestly, and they did. I know we're gonna get into it, so I mean, but man, that show was honestly really good. I mean, they put a lot of effort in that. I think, this kind of, I think, kind of put them in a spot where it's like, oh, okay, yeah, Xbox has got some balls, man, because they stealth dropped that Halo, even though we kind of knew, like everybody was like kind of knew already. I mean, it's so hard to be like, to keep that kind of shit secret nowadays, because there's so many people who are in the industry and stuff like that. So it's just hard to keep that kind of thing secret. But yeah, I mean, it definitely, it was a good show for sure.
Nice, bro. And I do kind of I see you as a documentary type person.
I
So
am, dude. I am a
yeah.
big documentary dude.
So
Yeah.
yeah, the documentary, but then even the way that this show was formatted, I can kind of tell it was kind of like right up your alley. I do want to shout out to Mr. Glass for bringing up Fear. Since you brought up Fear, I hope you enjoy the gameplay, which is the beginning of Fear 2. As soon as they announced that the whole thing with the Fear franchise, man, I went right to Fear 2, and I'm like, I gotta pick this up. I gotta get it digital. Even though unfortunately the multiplayer, the servers are offline. There's no multiplayer in it, but the story is awesome, man.
That story is still fire, dude, to this day.
Yes, I want to get 1 and 3, but unfortunately I gotta issue it 1 because they don't have it digitally, and I have a Series S.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You see the
Yeah.
problem there? You see there's an
Yep.
issue. I have an issue. But I definitely want to pick up Fear 3, and I love Fear 3's kind of like co-op, where the person that is playing with you is the ghost of your dead brother that you actually killed. So in return, he can either help you throughout your missions, or he can just mess with you and get you in the worst possible scenarios each and every level that he's in there with you. And I thought that was really original, really like that. But I am taking left turn. I have to pull it right back. Get back on the highway. Yo, K Mega. I know you checked out the anniversary show, right?
Yeah.
All right, just real quick, cause we're gonna get into the back compat stuff. What did you think about the show? Because I feel like it was something that I really enjoyed it, but I don't know if a lot of people expected it to be the way it was, man.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was well paced. It's just like what everybody else has been talking about so far. Like, I mean, it gave you that nostalgia, that feel of when you were first there, even if you weren't there with the OG Xbox. If you started off with the 360 or the Xbox One, it was just done properly, man. I mean, it was a good celebration. I know, like you said, we'll get into everything. We'll get into the other stuff that I really want to talk about, but no, but I liked it. I mean, it was just straight to the point, getting some information about the history, which that documentary, I'm going to be all over it too, because that was pretty interesting. Just hearing that beginning of DirectX and all that, like what, like that's just awesome. So yeah, no, and it was what I said too Monday night, was like, yeah, man, look, Sarah Bond was looking real fly in the outfit, man. I was over there, was digging that. So she got that swag coming up there on the stage. I love that. But it was just good seeing all those people just show the love for Xbox, and then just at this moment when so many people thought that Xbox was in a position where it wasn't, where nobody thought, well, I can't say nobody. There was a lot of people out there that thought that Xbox couldn't be at the height at where it was with the 360. And to have this show at this point, and Xbox is just killing it right now in the month of November, that just says something. So they planned this out. They knew what they were trying to do. A lot of people that weren't patient, now they're starting to have sing a different tune. And for the people that's been riding for Xbox ever since from the beginning, like this is that swan song to say, look, this is why people stuck with Nintendo's, because they when everybody thought Nintendo was on its last leg. And look at the Switch and what it's doing. When PlayStation was down and out, look at those people that stood with PlayStation. It just comes to show, like, yeah, a generation could make you or break you for sales and domination and market share and all that, but it's the fans and the people who love those particular consoles that will stand the test of time and make sure that they see their way through. And this is just it was a big celebration for a lot of Xbox fans, So I was pleased to see it, for sure.
Nice, brother. And shout out to Sir X-Man hitting up that super chat one more time. And guys, he is pulling double duty right now because he's also working at triple duty, working, listening to the show, and then contributing with the super chat. Thank you so much, brother. He says, remember 2 days ago when Xbot had a class, my sword and an overshield twice in a map, and he still got killed. That was so funny. Now, bro, are you talking smack right now? Are you talking like
he's-
he wants it. He wants that smoke, bro. That's what
He
it
wants
is.
that custom games. He wants to go 1-on-1 with
Yeah.
people. He's feeling a little feisty.
Yeah,
Yeah, he is. Hey, his three monitors. He's not playing around.
It's
man.
4,
Like,
sir. He has 4 monitors.
Well, sometimes he doesn't
Man.
look at the right monitor when he's playing, so that there is that. But
Sir X-Man, come back this way. No, but yeah, that's the but he's
I
definitely.
can't find you on Facebook. No, we're playing video games.
But yeah, man, he better be cool, man. Because I mean, you doing all this typing and sending money and throwing shade. You better watch out, man. That you better be parking that forklift. You might be jugging somebody in the ass.
Yeah, shout out to Lady Foxfire. She was the first person to say anything about Fear. She sent me a DM to let me know that it's going down with the Fear franchise. Yo, shout out to you for remembering. Like that is one of my absolute favorite franchises. It is these are 3 of the games that I really wanted in the back compat kind of like library. So shout out to you. Thank you so much for thinking of me. When you saw that, I appreciate it. Pred, what did you think about the show? Did you check it out?
I did, and it was actually pretty good. It was kind of short, and I'm glad it wasn't one of those long, drawn out inside Xbox shows, a bunch of bullshit. And but man, I thought it was really well done. It seemed like they came out, said what they had to say, and got off the stage. I mean, like I think the show would have had a lot more impact if there weren't already rumors about Halo coming out early. Could you imagine had that bomb gotten dropped without anybody knowing? I mean, we kind of had guesses. We had, I think maybe a couple of days prior we had heard that it was going to happen. But like, if that news hadn't come out, could you imagine the impact that would have had if it would have just been like, here's our 20th anniversary, and boom, Halo's ready now, go play. And so I think sometimes I think like the vibe gets killed when people like get news early, and it ruins what they're trying to do. The surprise effect of certain things. Like obviously, we all want to know what's going on, but when it got leaked like that, I mean, it just kills the vibe. It kills everything that we're trying to do, and get that mind share. Now, keep in mind, my news feed was fed. I know we're gonna get into Halo in a minute, but after that event, like everybody was on Halo. like it was like I went on my feed on my Xbox to look to see what everybody was doing and shit while I was sitting there fucking around Battlefield for a little bit. I looked up and man, it was just like my whole friends list was just Halo. And I'm just like, man, if Forza did like almost 10 million in a week and some change, man, I have no idea what numbers Halo's gonna push when they finally drop this motherfucker out. So but yeah, it was a good show. I mean, I think it was a really good show. They accomplished what they needed to do, and they got out. They didn't try to drag it out like they typically have done in the past with fluff. They came in, said what they had to say, got out. So that I commend them for that. The backwards compat part, me, I'm not really into old games like that. It was good to see some of those franchises that I've heard people talk about wanting to see. Back with compat come out. I just feel like this is it for back compat. Like there's no more after this. So enjoy it while you got it.
I got an announcement.
Mulling over just topics real quick. I'm just saying he's just mulling over him. He's like,
I got an announcement right here to announce to everybody. Y'all ready?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why we're quiet. Man.
Cut me off.
Yeah, man, come on.
Yeah,
Shit.
You can save money if you go. No, I'm just playing.
Oh wow!
Forza Horizon 5. Forza, yeah, I am switching to Geico. Forza Horizon 5 fans for the biggest. Thank you for the biggest first week in Xbox history as Forza 5 has gone over 10 million players.
So was I right or wrong?
You was right. You was
Oh.
right, man. You was right.
No,
I didn't
Tom,
believe
what
you
did you
said.
say?
I said,
What were you right about?
So no, me and King were in a conversation, and I said like if I was wrong, I'll fully admit it. Like but I think it's going to hit 10 million by this first week. And
I remember that you said that.
When were we talking about that, K-Mega?
We was talking about that a week and a half ago?
The Tuesday after it
the
came
game
out.
wasn't out yet. Yeah.
Yeah,
No. Yeah, you're right. It was when the game came out and it was already at 2 million. And I was like, that's crazy. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and I said it's probably gonna hit 10 million by the week up being up, and you're like, and he kind of like side on me like, I don't know about that. I'm like, yeah, it's worth projecting. But you know, I was like 10% sure I could be wrong, so I'm glad I was right. So
nice.
Did he say 10%? Did you
He was
hear
10% sure that he could be wrong.
yeah,
In
yeah,
your
there's always a
culture, this
chance
is
I'm wrong.
considered a dick move.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing with that show. Wow, that's your comeback right there. Oh man, we gotta get you more sound bites, bro.
Why are you insulting yourself?
Just play those Vin Diesel sound bites that you got there, Don.
You want those? You want those?
Yeah, let's get one.
Well, get one.
Hunter shot of us didn't blow the welds on the intake.
Oh my goodness!
Makes no sense at all.
Yeah, no.
This is one of my favorites.
Actually,
Your family?
Between 2 buildings.
Actually, it was 3 buildings.
Oh, 2 insult, 3 honor. My bad.
What? Yeah. Oh
Beat up
man,
Fast and Furious is funny.
I have no idea what's going on now. But yo, check this out. Predator was talking about how, Halo kind of got leaked. People were being a little kind of like, all right, we heard that, but we gotta wait and see. Like, people didn't want to go all in on that, which rightfully so. Which I feel made the whole back compat announcement kind of like more of a surprise and more of something to be like, oh crap. For people who don't know, during this anniversary show, they announced that over 70 games were going into backwards compatibility.
76. Yep.
76 games in total. And they looked at, kind of like the list of what the gamers wanted out there, and they put together, they put the games in there that they could do or whatnot. So over 76 games. Now, with that being said, I want to ask the panel, if they got the games that they might have wanted as well. What do you think about the 76? But there's also, this is pretty much the end of the backwards compatibility kind of like initiative where they're adding games and such, because they said, whether it's technical issues or licensing, this is pretty much it, guys. And as you can see, I got one of my all-time favorite games in Fear 2. So you guys know I'm happy. All right. I thought it was a real good announcement, man. Shout out to Jamie Moran, who kept telling me that like the whole backwards compatibility initiative isn't dead. He was like, they're gonna add more, and I wasn't too sure about that. I'm like, all right, man. Just pacifying him a little bit. Yeah, all right, dude. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, I haven't heard anything, man. I wanted them to start it up again, but so let's go with Dark Optimus on this one. Dark, 76 games backwards compatible. Not only that, there are games that are I think over 11 games are getting that FPS boost treatment. That are in the backwards compatibility, like all the Gears games, Gears 1, 2, and 3, stuff like that. They're getting that FPS boost. These games are gonna get that auto HDR feature as well. What did you think about the announcement when it comes to back compat? Were there games in there that you were like finally like, yes, we finally got this at back compat, man? How did you feel, bro?
Max Payne,
Oh,
Max motherfucking Payne.
Dude, that's a big one too, man.
That was a big one, dude, for me. I was all like, oh shit, they finally did it. They finally done it, man. The fucking the king of bullet fucking
You don't
what
even
do
know
they
it's
call
called.
that?
Bullet time. Bullet time.
Bullet time.
There you
Bullet
go.
time,
You
man.
don't even
Bullet
know what it's
time.
called, people.
I knew what it was called. I was gonna say bullet time, and then I was like, I don't know if it's bullet time. I was like, I didn't want to be like wrong.
You want to say Bullet Storm or some shit?
Hey, that's a good fucking game too, by the way.
It is a good game. Yeah.
Don played that.
But that right there was like, okay, so we're getting not only Max Payne 1, 2, we're getting Max Payne 3, and I was like, oh fuck, dude. So I went to the store right away and I bought Max Payne 3. I gotta buy the other two. but I wanted to play Max Payne 3 again because I fucking loved that game. There wasn't really other games that I was like absolutely had to have. I mean, I was excited for Fear. Yeah, I mean, I was excited for Fear because I mean, I enjoy those games too.
I'm so surprised at how many people love that franchise, man. Yo, like
Dude,
I thought I was.
it's a good franchise, man.
I thought
mean,
I
I
was
wish
on a
they would.
little island, bro. I really did.
No, dude, I wish they would bring that franchise back. I mean, like honestly, like if they brought it back and made it like almost kind of like 2 was, oh man, that'd be freaking fantastic. But unfortunately, I don't think that game's ever going to come back. And it's the same thing with Max Payne. I don't think that's ever going to come back either. But it was an exciting announcement. It was like, wow, okay, they want to continue the backwards compatibility, which is understandable. They also are like, this might be the end. And I think at this point it probably is. But
I think they said it's pretty much is the end because like
yeah, it's pretty much is the end. I mean, I don't know any other games.
Phil's saying
that I was like-
emulation now, so
yeah, the only other games that I could think of that I really would want to play again would be Resistance, but that's on PlayStation. Like that's really the only thing that I can think of that I would be like, oh,
Kung Fu
holy
Chaos,
shit.
bro.
I mean, I never really liked that game. I mean, Tao Feng, maybe. I think that would be one.
That's a good one.
Because I fucking love that game. That would probably be really the only one. But I mean, they are talking about emulation, so maybe we might see something. I mean, I have all faith that Phil could. If anybody could pull that off, it'd be Phil. To be honest, he'd probably be like, if you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. I'll give you something, or we'll do something for you, or whatever. But yeah, man. I mean, I think the whole backwards compatibility thing was amazing when they announced it for the one, and now that they're continuing it, and hopefully maybe they can get that emulation going. That'll be definitely something.
I believe that's we'll kind of weave that in here. Phil Spencer is calling for what they call legal emulation, which means like the industry has to come together on some type of legal way to emulate games, so this way people can truly play their games over time. Because the further we get into the future, the further that this industry grows. And for some rhyme or reason, people were saying that Xbox really went against like game preservation and stuff, but they seem to be in the forefront of trying to get like that game preservation going, and emulation seems to be the way to go. But it's not going to be like just an Xbox thing. They want the entire industry in on this.
Right, and if all three companies can do that, I don't know if Nintendo will, because I mean they love fucking selling ass games. But
Sony loves selling remakes and remasters too. So
true, that's true. Yeah. But I think if PlayStation and Xbox can come together and kind of get that ball rolling, because I mean honestly, I don't know how they would do it if they did it with the PlayStation 3 games. I mean, they would have to completely remake.
Dude, there's an emulator running on PC right now for PS3.
Yep.
Is there? Okay,
yeah, they could do it. They probably need a little help.
PS4 games coming up here pretty soon.
You got to keep in mind that he's talking about the architecture issues with the PS3 and cell architecture. The new CPU and PS5 will help compensate for that architecture.
Oh, okay.
So for emulation, just for clarity there. So
see, that's why I like having Don around.
Yes,
that kind of fucking knowledge, Like I'm sitting here, like I have no idea.
I thought it was for a sound.
I honestly have no idea what he's talking about. But when he said that, he gives me a little snippet.
He already forgot. It's okay.
It's true. I forget. But yeah, I mean, that whole that whole backwards compatibility thing, man. It's people don't realize like how big that really is. To be honest, I
I
think
think they're
people kind of
start.
take it for granted
I think
in
they're
a way.
starting to realize it. Yeah,
They
if you
are,
notice, like
yeah.
game preservation is becoming more and more of a thing. And I gotta say, shout out to Xbox because when it came to promoting playing your older games, not only playing your older games, but playing them with improved performance on the newer hardware. They were right there at the forefront of this whole thing, and I really gotta say they're the ones that spearheaded it to the community to where now the community is more like, yeah, no, I want to be able to play these games moving forward. I bought them, they're mine, regardless of, if we go into, new hardware or something like that. And I really feel like, Xbox kind of spearheaded that whole thing in the industry. Now I know PC does what they do. All right, I got you. But again, when it comes down to it, I feel the console space and the PC space are two totally different animals. That's
They
my
are
that's my
definitely.
opinion. I'm sticking to it.
Well, they are, dude. They're not they're similar, yeah,
Open
but they're
platform,
not
man.
the same, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. Let's go with Crispy on this. I was gonna go with Pred, but Pred's gonna be very quick, so I'm gonna sneak in somewhere and weave him in the middle. Let's get Crispy's take on backwards compatibility, brother. FPS boost on Gears 1, 2, and 3. What's going on? How are you feeling about the back compatibility kind of like announcements here, bro?
I mean, yeah, what can you say? You already said it. Like I went back and I mean, we could all remember Prescott's speech, at least in Gears 2. I went back and watched that cinematic in 4K 60. It looks so much better. It really looks. It looks. Now, I'm not saying it's not but it looks so much better. It is so much smoother, and that is still one of the most epic beginnings to a game. After you go through, the little, you got to learn how to play the game. That's what I call it. I don't even pay attention to it, but that's the beginning of the game, in my opinion. And it is one of the greatest beginnings of the game I've ever, experienced in my life. And it was so much better on a 4K screen and running at 60. It just looked amazing. Other than that, what can you say? I mean, 70 games. Are you kidding me? You know what I mean?
That's a
Like
chunk.
they
That's a
just,
chunk
I
right there.
mean, that's a super chunk. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I would imagine that they're gonna prolong this by dropping these games into Game Pass at some point. They're not all in Game Pass. Like you still have to buy them. You have to find them.
I paid
We'll do whatever.
$20 for Fear 2, by the way.
Exactly. So, at some point,
Worth it, though.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for you, you know what I mean? Like if Gears 2 cost me $20 and it had FPS boost with 4K, yeah, I'm down for that. You know what I mean? If it's one of your favorite games of all time, go for it. And that's where I go and say I just want to look to like, a couple days later and he's like legal emulation, by the way. He's not talking about the bullshit emulation. He's talking about legal emulation. They pay to have the rights to it to emulate it. Pretty simple process, but not really. You know what I mean? So it's much simpler from what we've seen compared to what Xbox has been doing. So I think that's why he brought it up. And I mean, you could say what you want, but preserving what we've experienced over our lives is not a bad thing. I'm sorry. You can sit here and hate on it, but it makes no sense to me. Like, if you don't want to play it, I got no problem with it. But you hating on it, that's a different story. So, I really kudos to Xbox to really continue to, kind of push this. Hey, these games, even though they're older, they don't look the same, they matter, and we can make them better in our own way. You know what I mean? And that means something to me as a gamer who has been played on the NES. Like, you can go play the original Super Mario Brothers emulation now, and it looks way better than what I played. I'm just telling you. So, this is one of those things where I go and say, there's a lot of children, a lot of like freaking young kids that have no clue what these games are, and they might enjoy it. You know what I mean? And that's the crazy thing. Like it doesn't have to be new, but it can be new to them. And that means something.
Nice, brother. Great points. Yo, shout out to you, Joe Money. What is up, brother? And the panel, Joe Money is saying what up. Yo, shout out to Sir X-Man again hitting up that super chat, brother. Thank you so much, dude. Dude, yo, your emblem is gonna turn like blue to a greenish tint. You keep this up, and he says Mortal Kombat versus DC for him. It's on the way. Yeah, you know, Sir X-Men with them fighting games, man. That is the thing. He either owns them or he talks about owning them, or he talks about wanting to buy them, and we just wait for him to actually pick them
All
up,
I know
you
is
what
he
I'm
plays
saying?
those games while pushing on his controller with his hammer toes. That's all I know.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Wow. Well,
Hammer time.
well, Don, I gotta ask you, bro. Like, we get into the whole kind of like back again, 76 games. You know, I'm happy. Fear franchise is finally on my Series S. I'm waiting to pick up Fear 3, even though that multiplayer is actually like working right now. Dude, were there any games in there that you were like, yes, they're finally here? And what do you think about kind of like it being the end of backwards compatibility? Phil Spencer kind of bringing up the whole emulation deal in terms of legal emulation.
Well, I mean, as far as like backwards compatible games I've been interested in, I've been so focused on what's coming out around the corner. I just haven't looked back, to be perfectly honest with you. So when they were talking about more back compat games, K Mango was talking about buying these different games that weren't available before, like we were in a party, and I'm like, oh, that's right, that happened too. You know what I mean? Like it just wasn't really something I was interested in at the time. But yeah, if there's something beloved franchise that's older that I want to buy, I mean, I'm not going to hesitate to buy it. I mean, it just something I'll look into more or less later. As far as the legal emulation or emulation goes, as far as what Phil was talking about, that's what he's referring to. I mean, it benefits everybody, the whole industry, but they're already ready. So as soon as they have a means to do legal emulation, they don't have to ask for these permissions on these previous titles anymore, right? Like it just goes. They can just put it on the store and there you go. So there's some games like the biggest hang up is like, they don't have the rights to publish it on that piece of hardware anymore. They have rights to publish it on old hardware, but if through emulation that's allowed in say certain countries, say United States or Central Europe or something along those lines, that opens the door wide open for them to release another whatever 100 titles that people forgot that they were released before. So that's what it really does. Now, does it preserve games for the future? Absolutely. I think digital is one of those solutions where it preserves more games than anything else, right? Like you can take an old 360 disc. Good luck trying to get that to play on something, right? Like half the time.
But then when you can get it to play on something, you got to make sure you preserve that disc as well, because over time, yeah,
exactly. I mean, there's a double-edged sword to it. Like you say, Xbox Live goes down and never going back up. I doubt it ever will. But let's say that actually happens, and then there's that risk there. But I would say that risk is way lower than your disc deteriorating or being mishandled or misused, sort of thing down the road. I mean, older systems, like sometimes these games, the only way you can do is boot up the old system, but sometimes these old systems won't even play, right? Like the original NES was a tank, but good luck trying to get one to work, right? Like there's more of them broken out there than the ones that work, right? So that's just kind of the harsh reality. So I think it's good for every gamer. I mean, my wife, for example, she'll play older games before she'll play a newer game, right?
Dig Dug.
And so
I could picture Dig Dug.
Not Dig Dug. She likes a lot of side scrollers. She likes the older side scrollers, like the Mario Brothers and stuff like that. So
okay.
She'll if I booted up Contra, she'll play Contra with me, right? That sort of thing.
Does she know the cheat code?
I think everyone knows the cheat code.
Okay, well, I gotta, according to certain people on social media, I gotta ask for credentials, man. I gotta know.
Let's hear. There's no secret club.
What's your gamer tag, Don?
Hey, listen here. There's no secret club for up, down, down, left, right, A, B, start. Like everyone knows that. That's the world's worst kept secret. But yeah, I mean, it's good. It's for all gamers, right? Sometimes we think about gaming in the confines of what we personally like, and it's not everyone. And what Back does is it takes care of those people that are, you may not think specifically like you or me, or I would say me probably more likely.
Yeah.
But it caters to those gamers that that want to try those other things, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. Or say, hey, there's this 360 game I really wanted to play, I just never got around to it. So yeah, I think it's a good thing. It's as far as the industry goes, and if they can find a legal way to do it, I think that'd be great as well. And I think it would change the approach of both Sony and I would say Nintendo going forward, to be honest with you. So, and who knows,
Yeah, I
maybe
don't
Nintendo.
think they're in the same boat as like Phil Spencer is right now when it comes to
No,
that. They're like, yeah,
no, they're not. They're
Yeah.
not. But here's the thing: is like, let's say Nintendo keeps the same slice of the pie, right? And let's say Sony doesn't grow their slice of the pie; it stays the same percentage of the wedge, but the pie grows bigger. They're more profitable, right? And that's kind of how I think Phil looks at that. And so if they're involved and they do all that sort of stuff, that they will be even more profitable. And their pie may not grow, but it's just to say that their slice doesn't grow, but the pie does.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they are going to be more profitable. It's one of those things. Sometimes someone has to do it first for everyone to kind of get on board, right? And so Microsoft's a spearhead, and that's all there is to it. So.
Nice. Yo, K Mega, you see this gameplay going on right now. I am killing it in the Bronco, bro. Killing
Only
it.
thing I see is that you're playing with the line.
Oh,
Yo, yeah,
shit.
especially off road, man. How are you gonna know where you're going, man? I'm not a pro race car driver. Like I don't
Checkpoint. There's a little thing that says checkpoint up there at the top, man. Let's
Hey,
follow
listen
that
here.
sign.
Yeah, no,
It don't matter if you win by an inch or a mile.
Yeah, that's right.
Everyone's winning.
That's right. Don, I love that soundbite. That might be the best soundbite besides.
This is the best sound where you driving with that, and you've been a Forza player forever. Come on.
Hey, you know that line?
That's fun.
Oh,
Well, how do you say, K Mega? Let me be country. I don't know. Does it work here? Does it work here?
Yeah, you can use it. You can use it, of course.
Hey,
Okay.
hey, bot.
Yo.
You never had your car.
Oh shit!
Oh my god.
Oh shit!
Damn, them
Those
fighting
are
words.
fighting words.
Yo,
Man, you just went to diesel.
yo, shout out to Gamers Gamut.
Betrayal.
Super chat. It definitely was a betrayal. Yo, shout out to you, GG, man. I'm going to call you GG for short.
Man.
I like it. I hope you like it. But he says, shout out to the panel for a great show tonight. Was happy to see Max Payne 3 get back combatant support personally. Brother, I hear so much about Max Payne 3. I never played it.
You never played it?
No.
Oh, dude.
And
Oh,
Max
bro.
Payne is
and not for
that game
anything,
is
man. Like
fire.
I got some issues going on in terms of like catching new bills and stuff like that at home. Like I wanna be able to buy it to try it out, but I won't be able to do that for a while. To be really honest with you, man. You guys have sparked my interest.
Bot,
What?
I got you. I got you.
You got
bro.
me?
I got you, bro.
Oh
Yeah, dude. You got it. You gotta fucking play that shit, dude.
dude, I want to play. You guys
I got you, dude.
sparked my interest. Everybody talking about Max Payne 3. It sparked my interest here, man.
Yeah, bro.
Guys, I do want to let you guys know as well. Gamers Gamut, he's an up and coming YouTuber. I've checked out his YouTube channel. He plays every platform. He's kind of like a K Mega in that situation. He plays every platform. Guys, definitely check out his channel. And we are in talks to get him on as a special guest as well. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Gamut, I do apologize ahead of time for when you do come on here. As you can see from the panel, it could get a little crazy. So I warn you in advance, man. But shout out to him, great gamer out there. Definitely check out his channel. But
Oh shit! I can't gift it to you, bro. I was about to gift it to you, and I can't fucking gift it to you.
oh,
You
why?
won't
Because it's
let me.
360. You can't.
I think it's because it's 360.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Send me a gift card.
You can send him a gift card.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
I could do that. I'll do that. I'll do that.
Yo,
Yeah,
make
send
sure.
me one too. While
Yo,
you
send
at
it. Send it
I need
carrier
Battlefield
pigeon.
on
By the way, send a
Xbox.
carrier
Yeah.
pigeon. That's the only way I accept
Send
gift
that
cards.
OnlyFans money elsewhere.
Oh
Yes.
shit! Dang.
Yes.
Dude, you know it's gonna be
No,
a Stadia
Fred,
gift card.
Fred already gets my
Fred's gonna get
OnlyFans.
mad.
So you don't
He's
deserve shit.
Oh, you're
You don't
subscribed.
deserve
It's okay, right?
I
And
just got
you,
a
Crispy-
request for the free
Crispy,
video.
fuck
Never
off.
mind.
And
Oh.
Mega, I don't even know why you're fucking asking for fucking money. Shit, you got
Oh.
fucking
Love you too, buddy.
money bags over here.
money bags.
Money
mega.
bags.
That's what we
Well,
call
makes
him.
you so
He's
sure. I'll be there.
MBM.
Yes, if you ain't.
He's money bags
Uh.
mega. That's who he is.
The only thing I got in my pocket, the only thing I had in my pocket was a big ass Nerf ball, and that was a tumor. That's it.
And it
I'm over
whistled.
here-
It
I'm over here
whistled when
hustling
you
with
threw it.
nickels and
yo,
dimes.
according to Dark.
Oh shoot!
You saying there was no
Oh,
loose
man.
change in
It
there?
whistled.
It is. It does.
Dark, that had to be the
Oh.
quote of the night from you, by the way. You caught me off guard. I started cracking up on that thing. Yo, K Mega, dude, 76 titles. Of course, we got the Max Payne franchise. We got the Fear franchise. We got FPS boost going around with games like in the Gears franchise. Man, what did you think about this announcement? Were there games that like you're like, yes, finally? And then of course, chime in on the whole Phil Spencer emulation deal as well, bro.
Well, okay, for me, I love playing older games too. So this was something I posted a couple of weeks before, and I put out a list and I knew that not all of those games was going to come there, but I was like, from what I'm hearing is that this is what they're going to be. This is what they're going to be doing. So I was hoping for it, and then once I seen Sarah Bond, I was like, oh yes, here we go, because they were going to talk about game. And then they did. I said, here we go. And they brought it up, and then boom, they dropped it, and I was excited. And then so I went straight to the list just to see and listen. I mean, there's still some games that's left that I would love. Ninja Blade is one.
Kung Fu Chaos.
Wet is another.
Why are you trying to always push that on people, bro?
Yo,
Like,
but Kung Fu
what?
Chaos is a fighting game. I figure he'd say, yeah.
I know it's a fighting game. I would play it, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? But when he said Tao Fang, I was like, oh yeah, that was
Tao.
good.
Yeah. I can't argue.
Then there was another fighting game that was on the OG Xbox. I can't remember what the name was. Oh, that's what it was, Tao Fang. Yeah, that was the one right there that I was like, yeah, like I'd rather play that than Kung Fu Chaos. But I mean, if Kung Fu Chaos would drop, I would be cool with it. But then because Soul Calibur 5, I was hoping for, but it just comes to
a little early.
What do you mean, a little early?
Kind of a little early. Soul Calibur 5? I don't
Yeah,
know.
it was a 360 game.
Yeah, but it was the end, so I don't know.
What are you talking about?
Nah,
Soul
check
Calibur
your
6 is
DM.
out.
No, but it was the end of the era, like 360 era, is what he's saying. It came out towards the
Yeah,
end of
it was.
360. So he's saying that it'd be a
So did Max
too early.
Payne. So did Max Payne.
No, I got you, bro. But it's just
Yeah,
his opinion,
I mean,
man.
Okay, all right. I got you, but I'm just saying. But okay, I get you. But anyway, I'm just like,
Yo, don't start volcanoing on us, brother. You need to
I'm
see
not
through
trying to
the
volcano.
foliage.
I'm not trying to go volcanoing on anybody.
You
I
need to
just
see
was
through
like,
the foliage, all right?
Foliage.
But no, I'm just saying, like it was too late. But I mean, there's
shit.
games that they dropped that was at the end of the 360 generation that could be included. So in Soul Calibur 5 is one of them. But regardless, without that, the games that are available though, it's a really, really good strong list. I mean, for people who have to play Conan, I advise you to go play that. That was a sleeper. That was a sleeper badass game. It was had a God of War vibe to it, but you Conan, and you was very, very, very violent. You would tear people's asses up. Really good game. If they did a remake or something, I would have jumped on it because Conan was really good. Another sleeper is the 50 Cent's Blood on the Sand. A lot of people that game was
That's a
man.
sequel,
Fire.
right? Like he had a game that came out
He had
before it, and that's
two of them.
the
Yeah,
sequel.
yeah.
The first one wasn't that good, but the one
The second one was fire.
Yeah.
Right. And so like that game was critically acclaimed, but it didn't sell because you're thinking when you see a celebrity game, you're already thinking that game is already washed. But I just so happen to have some games to trade in, and so I said, let me let me go ahead and try it. And I was like, yo, this game is fire. So that was a good one.
Did it have
Binary
ad
Domain.
placements for vitamin water in the game? Or?
No, this is before he got the vitamin water. This
Okay,
is
I
when he
just
was
wanna-
rapping. Yeah,
just-
the vitamin water-
Actually,
the vitamin water-
I think that was during the same time that he got that deal.
I'm just trying to get a feel of what the
So-
game's like. That's all. I
Yeah.
haven't played
So
it.
but after that, once he got the vitamin water, he stopped doing the rap thing and everything. He's like, man, I'm gonna do TV and keep it moving. But then there's Binary Domain, which is a really good game. All of the Dead or Alives, you know what I'm saying? I gotta get all of those. There's a game that was called The First Templar. That was a really good game. Gladius. That was a game. I don't think that a lot of people would like that because it's a turn-based gladiator type of game. But it was it was so fun for me. I love that game. So I got to get it. Manhunt. If you ever played Manhunt, and that's one of the last.
Manhunt's on that list.
That's a good one too, man.
Manhunt is one of those last games that where the on console, I should say, PC still has some of those deranged, but the other game called
I played that before I went
Hatred
non-violent, man.
is
That's a violent game, bro.
Yeah. That's a violent, just like.
I love my plastic bags, though. I love my plastic.
When I heard Manhunt was coming out, I was like, oh. I wonder if these are the same developers that made Thrill Kill, and then PlayStation says, no, we can't have Thrill Kill come because that is too left. And, and you know what I'm saying? But when they brought it out and I played it, I'm like, how in the hell is this game even being? It's so violent. You know what I'm saying? It's so crazy. But that's a good classic. And then of course the Mortal Kombat 9. Wow. So you got Mortal Kombat 9. You got Mortal Kombat versus DC. Which is it's a fighting game. It's not the best fighter out there, but it's a really cool fighter. And you see that was the very first game that kind of started the Injustice series or franchise, because there was a lot of similarities in the fighting styles, especially like you kick Superman out the wall or something like that. It's that same area, that same little thing when you're fighting in the bar. So there's a lot of little things there that there's similarities, and it's really, really a cool game. So I definitely got to get it. What that I am so happy of, I've talked about it a million times because I've been playing. Yes, Atagi 1 and 2.
I got it right. I got it right.
You got it right. Yeah, you got it right because
what did I win?
I was like,
Holy
everybody
shit.
talks
Is
about.
Is that the one with Is that the one with the cowboy girl on the front?
No.
Cowgirl on the front.
Yeah, that's I can't pronounce that. That's whatever Bikini Samurai Squad. But I can't pronounce the name of the game is one Chaba Bara or something. I can't pronounce how you say that. But Atagi is huge. I like this the thing tripped me out about From Software fans. Like they always talk about Demon Souls, they talk about the later games, but very few people talk about Atagi, and that right there is the pinnacle of where you got the games that you got now. But for me, you would think because I don't like Demon Souls and stuff like that, that's as far as it goes for me for playing a hard game, because it was difficult, but it was playable. So, and it had a cool ass story, mythical dead ninjas and, or samurais. It was great. But anyway, with demons and all types of stuff, it's a really good game. That's why I was hoping that if they didn't bring that back a pack, or if they did bring it back a pack, could they bring that back as a remastered game, and have the studio to jump on it, like maybe Ninja Theory or somebody else, to come in and try to bring that game back. Because I think that Xbox need that type of genre, and I think Atagi would be the best one for it. But there's so many others. There's Ridge Racer 6. I'm just so happy that they just gave this love letter of older titles and just saying, look, we believe in preservation and we want these games to still be here, and Xbox to kind of still be like a PC, because that's the one thing about why I got a PC, because of emulators. And some people say, oh, you don't buy, I buy plenty of games, but it's just the fact that like the emulators, because of licensing, things like that, don't try to sell these games. I just like playing them. So I would like them to come back in some way, shape, or form. So to hear that he's got an idea to try to do something like this, the only thing that I could think of that he could probably maybe throw that into is like for people who are interested, maybe add another $5 to or $5, maybe $10 at the most to Game Pass, and have those games all available, and then they just keep dropping games whenever that they can, because like Don said, they got the technology and everything ready to go. They could just do it, but of course you've got to pay for it.
The technology.
They got the technology. So if they do that, just like kind of like what Nintendo is doing right now with the Sega content, and they also got like old Nintendo One games, Super Nintendo, and then I don't know if they have the Nintendo 64 yet, but I know that they do, that they got Sega. And so if Xbox want to try to do that, there will be a fan base for that. That would definitely be for me. I don't mind paying the extra $10 to get a chance to play those games that they couldn't bring in, like 99 Nights, or like Ninja Blade or Wet, or all these other games that I've been hoping that they would.
It's weird because Microsoft's the publisher on those.
99 Nights.
99 Nights. Microsoft was the publisher, and wasn't that
Ninja Blade? I think was also they were.
That was from software.
But they were,
the publisher was Microsoft on both of those.
Yeah,
I thought
publisher. Yeah,
because it says Microsoft Studios when you start up those games. I wonder what that relationship was, because it was a little weird.
It might be music licensing and stuff of that.
Right. I think it's probably just funding. Like, hey, we'll fund you the money to make this game for us, sort of thing. Most likely that's all it is.
And Sir X-Men, that was the next game that was in my head right there. When that was Tenchu. But I know you spelled it wrong, but that's okay. But yeah, Tenchu was the old classic.
Let him be country.
Yeah, let my brother be country.
Everybody's being country tonight. That's it.
I get it. I get it. So, but that's it. I could talk about this damn near all night. I just love talking about the older games and backwards compatibility.
Dude, what did you think about the Fear franchise, man? Did you get into it at all, or
no? No. That's when I started. At that point, Condemned was like the
I highly suggest it, dude. Do you see this gameplay going on right now?
Yeah, no, it looks cool. It looks cool. It kind of got a vibe, Control vibe to it.
Yeah. I can definitely see that. A little scarier than Control is creepy though. Like, Control is creepy. But like when you see the little girl Alma around, shit's about to go down, bro. And again, shout out to Sir X-Man for hitting up the super chat to let everybody know that he wanted Tenchu. Dude, I used to play Tenchu.
Oh, dude, Tenchu Wrath of Heaven is an amazing game. I love that game.
I love hearing this, man. I love talking games, man, and to hear people reminiscing and stuff like that, it is a good time. Yo, Predator, do you have anything to add when it comes to the backwards compatibility kind of like drop for the anniversary show? And I really want to hear about the emulation. What you think about what Phil is saying with the emulation, because he wants to get legal emulation, which means the industry has to back the whole thing up. So they might have the technology, but they can't really use it yet because there's no structure for legal emulation in the industry yet,
bro. The back and pat piece. I mean, you all know I don't play old games, so that.
Yeah, really I knew that would be quick with you, bro.
No. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I really think that is important for people who like to go back and play those games. And you know what? In 10 years, I may say, you know what, man, I want to go back and play, I don't know, Battlefield 4. You know, like that could be a thing someday in my life. But like at this point in my life, I can't go back and play those games like that, the way the state they were in, because that's what I remember them as. And you know, if anybody's listening to this podcast, when I beat a game and I get the 100%, I'm done. There's got to be something really happening in that game, like this. Maybe some DLC it might bring me back, but like, I'm done.
Or maybe a season Forza-thon with new cars.
Fred, there's not one game, dude. There's not one game that you absolutely adore, bro. Like there has.
I can tell you I can count on one hand how many games I played through more than once. in the modern era, not like old school like Nintendo shit where you could play Contra for fucking 30 days, every day. Like the modern era, like I could tell you, I played Ori, I played Ghost Recon.
Which Ghost Recon?
Future Soldier. I played that one twice.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Man, I really.
So in 10 years, he'll go back and play Ori. When they.
You know what? And that might be a case like I like if they never come out with another Ori again, I would be like, I kind of want to play this game. And it is a thing though. I might jump onto it and play it. I wouldn't finish it. I'll just jump in, like get that nostalgia feeling. Like, I mean, I try. Okay, I'll give you. Here's another example. Splinter Cell, the original Splinter Cell. I tried to go back and play that. Nope. It
I wish
just
it was
doesn't.
full screen, man. That's the only thing I need. It's full screen.
Yeah, like it's just like some of those games just don't translate well in the modern era, and it's like those games I would love to see remastered, like the original Assassin's Creed. I'd love to see that remastered. I would probably play that, but playing it in the old state that it was in then, now, no. So like and I say 5, and I probably kind of shot my load there, but like it's probably like 4, maybe 3 that I've actually gone back, played, and finished again. And I can only think of Ghost Recon and recently anyway, Ghost Recon and Ori, the original Ori. I played that, and I played the definitive edition. And once I beat it, and I was done with it. But for the people who want that and who, I'm all about game preservation. I think that if you buy a game, you should be able to play it anywhere. It's like you do a CD or record, or I can go and order that shit online right now, and I can pop it in any CD player and listen to that same song, or listen to the whole album, if I really wanted that physical disc. But, or even digitally, I can do that now. I can get it on Spotify, get it on Amazon, I can get it anywhere. But like for whatever reason, the video game industry, we cannot do that in. And it's weird, but I know there's licensing and stuff like that. And I think going to the next part of that topic, what Phil Spencer, I think his comments were tactful. I think he did that for a specific reason to bring light on the subject. And it's been discussed probably at his level behind the scenes with other people. And this was his way of saying, like, I'm behind this. Why aren't you? And put himself out in the forefront, So like, and that was a tactful move from him. Like everything he does has some kind of purpose. And that was like when he says things, like if you've gone back to the history of the things he said, like it always happens. Or it's always like not saying like we're not gonna go to the VR discussion, but like some of the things he wants the industry to move towards, he's kind of tried to push that. Yeah, he's gotten it there and tried to get the other people on board with it. And so I'm pretty sure that behind the scenes, he's talked to other people about this already. And this is him putting his neck out there and saying, this is what I want, and this is what the gamers want. Let's start some discussion on this, because right now I'm getting pushback from some people on this. And I need some support from people. So I'm gonna come out. Like it's like you watch those TV shows, those homicide movies or whatever, and like they always have that fucking, let's make this public. Let's like the cops keep all the information themselves, and then like they'll make an announcement to the media to get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
To kind of get people to start listening and talking,
kind
of get some tips. And that's what I think he did. I think that was a tactful move from him to kind of get that out in the open and get that out.
That happens in the industry all the time.
Yeah,
I agree.
You can be talking anything about a game or something along those lines, and they, arguments happen behind the scenes all the time within the development side of things, and so sometimes you have nothing to prove your point, right? Like you need someone in your corner to say, hey, this is a good idea or a bad idea. Yeah. And it's hard to quantify. And then when you get the public on board and they're kind of repeating the same sentiment, what that does, it gives you numbers.
Pressure on everybody else.
It gives you numbers. It's something you can bring to the table. Like, hey, look, man, since we talked about
we mentioned this, and now I hear everybody else want to hear it too. They want to talk about it and stuff. And it starts getting the ball rolling down the hill, and they start listening, and people start talking, and now conversations are starting to happen. And then now, you get people in rooms and on phone calls, and they start making things like this work. And that's what I think he did in this situation. I think
crossplay was one of those things, right? Like, it was one of those things like the industry wanted, but no one, everyone was too afraid to say it, right? For the longest time. And finally they start doing it. And then, Epic had some of their oops which is not an oops, just so you know.
Yeah.
And,
That was a teaser. Like that was one of those situations where like, let's just do it and deal with the aftermath
and ask for forgiveness later. Yeah, it's exactly it.
Because like, some people are probably like, oh, we can't do this, we can't. But like, then they'll be like, oh, we did with Fortnite.
Yeah,
like, oh yeah,
it already happened. So you guys didn't even know, right? Like, and that's, you can point to a lot of that stuff in the industry where it strikes the conversation, and then what happens is, you guys tweet about it, that you guys talk about it, and then there's some poor intern has to take notes of everyone saying things and create a spreadsheet. You know what I mean? And they have to file a report, right? Like, are they on board, just to get numbers to, quantify the conversation. Otherwise it's just a conversation at that point, and like, it goes nowhere. How many times have you talked about like a cool idea, like you guys wanted to do a podcast or you want to do something, and you talk about it long enough, it just never happens, right? It never materializes. You just talk about it. So it's trying to avoid that kind of endless loop. You know what I mean? So
nice.
Yeah. So let me ask you guys this question before we move on.
Well, real quick before you ask that question, I gotta shout out Sir X-Man again. Like, he is becoming the MVP tonight. Yo, shout out to you hitting up.
He is the MVP, man. Hell, he's paid your light bill at least.
Yo, hitting up that super chat,
dude,
brother.
He's throwing down
one more time.
9-volt batteries.
He says
he's throwing around those. He's throwing around those dollars like fucking like you're a stripper, bot.
Treating
you like
what I
like
do in the
like you're a
evenings
stripper,
is
man.
my business, Stark. He said I will always go back and play Unreal Tournament 3, and I can see where he's coming from with that. That's one of those games that for a lot of people it stands the test of time. It's just that gameplay. You say Unreal Tournament. I was big on Quake 3 Arena. That was a game that I like to play a lot, man.
But you shoot humans.
And next subject. Anyway.
Anyway, but no,
I wasn't always nonviolent, but
I got you.
I mean,
just saying,
what makes you so sure?
Because I'll be there to kick your ass if you ain't.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Fucking Vin Diesel told you.
Yo, shout out to Blue Moon real quick. This is for you, Pred, and he's being real about this. He said Ghost Recon and Ori. He was like, that's diversity right there. When it comes to the games that you would play again, you got that. You got Ori, and then you have such a different dynamic between Ori and Ghost Recon. Though.
Well, here's the point. I got a little love out of some old games out of Pred, which, hey, I'll take the win.
Yeah, definitely. Now, what was your question, K Mega?
I wanted to ask everybody. No, I wanted to ask everybody on the panel, like, what, because I brought up that strategy about like maybe paying extra $5 to $10 for Game Pass or something like that, or just maybe an extra prescription. I said prescription.
An extra
prescription. We selling drugs?
He's been on drugs.
I have been. I have been on. Right. I have been. I mean, I haven't taken any in the last couple of days, but yeah. Anyway, like, what would be the method? Because like, you're looking at the games and they're $20 and they're 15. Like, that's gonna push some people away. Even though, for me, I'm gonna try to get as many of them as I can. So, but what am I talking about? I'm gonna get them all eventually. So
yeah, right.
I'm gonna get them all eventually, one way, shape, or another. But the thing to me is just like, what is the best method, especially if you're going to if you want to make that move for emulation. It has to, if you got to do it legally, people has to pay in some way, shape, or form. So is it just throw out that $20 or $15, and if the game is older, then maybe 10, and just go on with that, or try to make something to where you can entice maybe some root gamers that just kind of likes those old nostalgia games, and maybe would have an extra package for to just add backwards compatible to a service.
I like the extra package deal, like the extra $5 or so, and as long as it's a tier,
it's optional. Yeah,
as long as it's a tier and it's optional, I can dig that, man. I have.
The hard news is platform providers really can't change the pricing on that. without the publisher's permission. So,
Oh, so that
they're
brings
most
them
likely,
back into
Okay.
it then.
it brings them
Okay,
back probably
okay.
at full price, but they're not trying to. Microsoft's not trying to gouge you, or Sony's not trying to gouge you in that scenario. It would be just
Activision was gouging the hell out of us for Modern Warfare 2. Thank God I already had it.
But what it is basically the publishers are just not answering the phone. Like they're not even aware of the situation. Does that make sense? So, and they're like, oh, you got this game, and that would require like the platform provider to follow up. Is like, hey, you know what? Because the emulation, this game's available. It's not doing very well. Do you want to lower the price? And then that will drive the market to wherever it's going to land on that sort of thing. So, it's a mess, right? It's a minefield. Like when's the last time we talked about this game? Oh, 2 generations ago. Like, what do you, we haven't talked about it. Like, it's not even on their radar, right? So, and then that's the other thing too. I think some of these publishers, it's just not even worth the time investing into what's going on here, right? That's why Microsoft has to take the ball and kind of run with it, right? Because they see the value, and these other guys are like, well, it's nickels and dimes, and then next thing you know, they see a resurgence, and that would motivate or stimulate the conversation. But I think that stuff's kind of petered out a little bit to some degree, and so now it's just trying to get the scragglers out there for the diehard gamers that just have love for certain games, and it'll work itself out. These things take time, and we're just at the beginning of that conversation for the emulation conversation. So.
I do got to say, we're talking about all this and backwards compatibility and stuff like that. It reminded me of the game where I bought my first kind of like limited edition kind of premium set. It came with like the music and stuff like that, music disc for it. It was a game called Legendary on 360 where somebody opened Pandora's box and all like the mythical creatures like werewolves, griffins, stuff like that came pouring out of it in New York City. And I just realized that's not back compat. I'm like, oh man, like I kind of want to play that.
Sounds really freaking cool, dude.
Yeah,
that really sounds cool,
dude. There was werewolves like crawling up the walls, and they would attack you from different angles and stuff like that. Like graphically, it wouldn't hold up well today, but the gameplay is absolutely addicting, man.
Actually, you mentioned that, and all I think about is the Hunter series, especially Wayward: The Reckoning. It was an ISO shooter. You had like special abilities with each character. The game was so freaking good. I must have played it like 4 or 5 times.
It's backwards compat.
Is it back, Pat?
Oh, somebody gotta check that out for Crispy. He might go crazy tonight.
The Xbox game?
No. I played it on PlayStation 2, I believe.
Okay. Never mind. I'm thinking of
the Hunter series. I don't recall ever seeing any of the Hunter games on Xbox. Just like Gauntlet: Dark Legacy. I love that fucking game. That game.
Oh yeah, that's a good game.
That game, I beat it 3 times because you can keep leveling up and you could just keep beating the bosses. So that's what I did.
Nice.
And my character is like a god. I'd like hit him with like one special ability and it would just destroy them. Like half their life's gone. And it's like, okay, you're dead. Bye. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like there's a lot of games, and that's why I'm like hoping for this emulation thing, because you just never know. Like some of these companies can make a little bit, and everybody can make a little bit, and then everybody's happy. And in the way I look at it, if you've never made money off it in years, like why not try to? I mean, makes kind of sense.
Makes sense, brother. Yo, again,
Legendary is $4.99 on Steam.
Oh shoot. Yo, dude, I'm telling you, the gameplay, it is worth it. It is worth every penny. What
else is on Steam?
Hey,
let's talk about that shit. Get that shit over with already.
Yo, shout out to Sir X-Man real quick, hitting up that super chat one more time. And he says DLCs are still at full price for back compat games. Is that true, guys? Like,
I thought once you bought the game, you got
DLCs.
You got all that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you bought the game already.
Not
You
necessarily.
never bought it.
It might have
You may
changed,
have.
but yeah.
I gotta check that out because I know Fear had a few DLCs and such. I gotta see.
That's probably the thing. The publisher's not even aware of it.
Huh.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so like they're like, oh, okay, whatever. It's an old game. Like they just don't think it's a
Never thought about
viable
going back
option to
and
even
fixing
look
it.
into it. Yeah. So I mean, that's just how that is. It's just no one's at the wheel on that stuff. So
All right, guys. We have come to that point. Do you guys want to talk about Halo? Maybe you guys want to get into Infinite real quick because
Nah, no,
no
not really.
no
Nah.
not
It's
at
still
all,
a
right?
piece of garbage.
Because
Oh,
within
wow.
this anniversary show, to top it off, the kicker at the end, they said, because of the fans. Because
Oh,
of
hi.
the
Thanks for
fans.
checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
Uh, for the fans, they have released now. It does say in beta, but basically everything that you get in progression and stuff like that is going to roll over to the quote unquote official launch date of Halo Infinite's multiplayer. That is right, people. If you've been living under a rock, but you play video games, Halo Infinite's multiplayer is out in the wild for you to download. It is free to play. There is a battle pass that costs about $10. There is also battle pass with a bundle that will cost more, but you will automatically get the first 25 ranks on the battle pass and all the goodies that has to offer. Um, there's been some controversy, I guess you could say, or some debates out there in the gaming community when it comes to multiplayer. Not really the gameplay, but more or less the battle pass and progression system. So, he hasn't been here for a while. I don't think I've let him start off a topic yet. So we're gonna go to the Don on this one. Now, Don, it has been no secret when they first kind of showed anything when it came to Halo Infinite. The art style was something that didn't really warm you didn't really warm up to it. I got to ask you,
no, not at all.
when it comes to this multiplayer now, what do you think now that you got your hands on it? Basically, even though it's beta, it everything's there that is supposed to be at the launch, I believe. What do you think about Halo Infinite's multiplayer? You got to give us your impressions on that, and let me know what you think about the battle pass in terms of the progression. Of course, they don't do just XP for playing rounds; they have challenges, stuff like that, which is kind of like the debate that's going on around the community. So I need you to chime in on that as well, bro.
Yeah, so from a gameplay standpoint, this is my least favorite 343 game. However, I like it better than any Bungie version of Halo. In regards to that. So, and it's slowly fallen behind 4. I actually like 4 better. I like 5 better than this one. It just, once you start putting some time in, I think those early engagements are just so boring and bland because no one has anything, right? Like you have like maybe 2 weapons and no ability, and then your first encounter, it's just more or less who played peekaboo first and got the jump on him, and next thing you know, it's kind of like, oh, I guess I won that one. It's like anticlimactic. Where like 5, like, or even 4 for the most part, right? Like somebody always had something in their back pocket, right? Like that they can kind of surprise you with, like one more trick up their sleeve. And what it did, it stretched out that earlier engagement right off the bat. And when you kind of repeat that cycle over and over and over again, when someone dies or whatever, let's say 1/3 of the people you engage have some sort of equipment, and so then most people forget to even use it. Like it really does. It makes it more predictable gameplay. Does that make sense? And that to me, it wears on me quicker, right? Like the seams of the gameplay kind of show through a little bit more. You're not getting lost in an engagement and that sort of stuff. But I also had a little bit of an issue when beta came out. Like the controls were off from the tech tests that they were doing earlier. As far as like look around speed and all that sort of stuff is different. I spent about, to give you an idea, like when I was playing me and Mega and and you and whoever else was in the party were all playing together, I was getting like between 15 to 20% of my shots were hitting the mark. Like it wasn't very good at all. And then I went through the settings. It took me about an hour and a half to get it all dialed in, but I have it set up now. I roughly get about 50 to 60% of my shots are definitely hitting, sometimes 70%. And I'm, now I'm back at the top of the leaderboards when at least a few games I played with the new settings. So we'll see if that, that still holds afterwards, but it definitely feels a lot better after I kind of played around with it. And then I also was able to find the settings. Like if you're more used to 5, I know how to change it exactly to Halo 5 settings now, like with look speed and all that sort of stuff. And
look speed and everything, because I do know when it comes to controller layout, I believe I'm on button puncher. I believe that is the
that doesn't control the dead zones. It doesn't control any of the analog stick stuff. That's just button layout. I just basically did Halo 5 controls exactly because none of the loadouts are exactly the same, so I had to remap the buttons, and then B, which used to be thrust on 5, is now equipment for me. That's basically how I have it set up as of right now. But it still plays good. It's not bad or anything like that. It's just I don't know if it's gonna quite have the same stickiness to keep me around, to be honest with you. So we'll see how all that kind of plays out. In the progression system, I don't care. Like it seems fine to me. I've been putting some time in, and the rewards are not very eventful, so like I'm moving forward, but I'm like who cares? You know what I mean?
I gotta say shout out to Kal-El on this one, because we were joking around about it. He's like, man, I gotta play 10 hours of matches to get a kneecap. It's
not that exciting. It's like one of those things like you level up to a certain level and you're like, oh, maybe I go check what I have in my library. Versus kind of that initial excitement like 5 did, like when this is how the systems are different, but like 5, when you would get an armor piece, there's a good chance you're like, man, I want to see what that looks like if I wear it. You know what I mean? Like, because it was more eventful. It wasn't a tiny little piece. It was a big chunk. Usually like a chest piece or something like that, or it was a full body minus the helmet, right? Is that how they did it on 5, if I remember correctly? Yeah, that's pretty much how they would do it. So yeah, I mean, it's fine. I don't have any complaints with the progression system. I've seen a lot of the complaints out there. I do feel that they should, who knows if this is one of those things 343 has hidden down the road. But I think on the final release of the game, if you buy like the campaign, you should get like a permanent XP boost. Not a lot, but just like a little bit for those kind of reward those players. And for each difficulty level that you beat it at, you should get also another permanent reward. Like the basically that XP bonus carries out throughout your playtime with Infinite. Kind of reward players going through the campaign, and making kind of a talking point where like people like say, oh, because you beat the campaign or something like that. Like you'll get those sort of arguments, right? Well, you can do it too, right? You start helping each other out, and I think that can help the community kind of help each other out, sort of thing. In regards to that, so I do have some other underlying concerns down the road, but we'll just see how it kind of all plays out. So.
All right, man. I got you. And dude, I completely understand what you're talking about with your kind of like your first interactions, how it's more predictable than say in Halo 5 and even Halo 4. Having that one thing in your back pocket that could possibly sway that battle right there. That makes a lot of sense to me. I was wondering what it was in terms of Halo 5's multiplayer, and
it's that continuous challenge, right? Like,
I think you nailed it, bro.
Yeah, but it's that continuous challenge thing, right? Like, so you're like, oh, they did that. Well, I'm going to do this, right? And then it kind of, and it's not that I need to win the fight all the time. I want the challenge. I want the back and forth. And I think that's the magic of
that quick chess match, like.
Well, that's always the magic of Halo, right? Yes. And like me and Mega have talked about this before. I feel like it's a shooter that plays like a fighting game, right? Where it's that back and forth, that tug of war, right? And I feel like that tug of war is just not as much. Doesn't quite have that same depth at times, I should say.
Definitely makes sense. I do want to say, when it comes to what it looks like, It's definitely more polished now in terms of visuals than the flight was. Like the armor, there's more crispness there.
We
There's
definitely did. I mean, it's not like it's not a quality thing, right? That's never been the issue. It's the art direction, right? Like
Yeah.
the retro feel. It's, you know what it reminds me of? It's kind of like imagine that girl in high school you always had a crush with, but you never got the date. You know what I mean? And then 30 years later, you meet up on Facebook. You know what I mean? And you guys hook up, and it's not quite what you imagined it to be. That's what
Wow.
That's what I kind of feel like it is. Like, it's not bad, but it's not quite what I was picturing in my mind, right? And so that's just kind of where I'm at with it. So,
all right. Well, when it comes to that ex, never or that girl you had a crush on, never say that directly after you hooked her up. Yeah, it's nice. It's just not exactly what I had in my head or how I.
I don't have a filter for that nonsense. It would just spill out if it was in that situation. So,
all right, bro. All right, man. Great takes. Definitely appreciate your opinion on this. I do have to say I am having fun with it. Well, myself personally, when it comes to the progression, I can see what some people are saying. You know, the progression can get a little grindy, but I will say, like, there's been very little times where at the end of a round I didn't get any XP. Like, there's always a challenge that popped off that I got the check mark on just about every single round that I was playing. Like, so I at least saw that bar moving up. When it comes to what you earn, this is another part where I call it Halo Reach 2, because like in Halo Reach, when you did specific things in the game, whether it was multiplayer, whether it was single player, it would open up different pieces to the armor, and you can customize your Spartan how you wanted to. But some of those pieces were little rinky-dink pieces, like they were stuck to the helmet.
It's a chunk of metal that you just like Velcro onto a chest piece, right? Like it's not.
And that's
so
Halo
set.
Reach right there. That is so Halo Reach right there. And I feel like they took that Halo Reach kind of like framework and they made like the battle pass out of that. Now some of them look really cool. And
they added some stuff though. Like did Reach even do kneecap pieces and stuff like that? I thought that stuff's kind of new.
I know you could do each shoulder, of course, helmet.
Yeah, shoulder, chest
helmet,
piece,
visor, chest piece. I think kneecaps, but
they got all types of stuff that you can.
There was a pair.
Yeah. I just feel like Infinite did add more pieces to the puzzle, I guess, in the leveling up system. But to each his own on that stuff. So.
Again, but with thinking of it as a Halo Reach 2 in terms of the multiplayer, I'm having a blast with it, man. I still put Halo 5's multiplayer at the top of the mountain. But there's some really, really satisfying things. Like Don, when we were in big team battle with the whole crew, and you were driving the Warhawk, man, we went off. We went off with me on the turret, you behind the wheel. That felt good. That felt good.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, there's moments, right? Like,
yes.
and I've been feeling like I'm gonna enjoy it a little bit better after I've got the controls all dialed in. But I was struggling. The last day or two playing it, to be honest with you.
Well, Predator, a podcast is a conversation between panel members. So, Fred, you might I don't know, might want to get this out the way, but I'm coming to you next, bro. We're talking Halo Infinite multiplayer. It is out, of course, in quote unquote beta form, but basically it is out. So what do you think? And what do you think about the progression? That's like the big topic that's being talked about on Twitter, Facebook, stuff like that. So I got to hear your thoughts on that as well.
Garbage.
Still a piece of garbage.
As I'm playing Battlefield, I see my character progressing. Like every other match, it seems.
Is
like.
it free?
We ain't talking to you, Chris. We shut the fuck up. So
he's trying to have a conversation with you, Fred.
I don't want to have. I'm trying to have my discussion. You can conversate with me when I get done talking. I'll let you know when it's your turn. So Um,
Damn.
no, it's not. It's not free. Okay, so shut up. It ain't free. So I paid money for that game. However, the progression system, it seems like I'm getting rewarded. At least every 2 or 3 matches. Whereas Halo, it's like every 2 or 3 matches, I'm still looking like, what the fuck, man? Like you said it perfectly, Cal. Was like, I played all this shit just to get a fucking knee pad. Like, what the fuck, man? I've been playing I played. I'm close to level 3 right now, and I swear I played that game more than I thought I had. Like I feel like I should be further along in the progression system that I am in. Like as far as like upgrading my character, and it's like it's so slow. It is so slow, and that's my biggest gripe, and that's probably the gripe that most people had that have talked about the game. That's it. But if that's your only complaint about the game, I'll take it. I'm sure Halo will take it too. That's something they could tweak later. But like everything else in that game is fucking smooth, like butter. It's just it's great. I mean, I love the beta. Like I was like, fuck, it's over. Like it's like I gotta wait for this shit to come out. So I'm glad. Let me ask this question because I don't know the answer to this. When was the original date for the release of the multiplayer?
December 8th.
Supposed to be
December 8th.
It's gonna come out the day the game came out, right?
Yeah.
So okay, cool. Just clarifying
They
that.
they slapped beta on it, bro. That's what they did.
Yeah.
They just slapped beta on it.
Yeah,
they were ready.
You know what though? But they may have something, tweaking. This may be like an earlier build or something like that. But like even if that's the case, even if it's they want to call it beta, the game runs nice. I'm playing on PC. I'm running like 120, like between 100 and 120 frames most of the time. So like I've not had one issue running it. And you got to think this is on PC, this is on Steam, this is on Windows, Steam, Xbox Series X, S, One, and you're playing with all these people at one time. And I think they did a really good job of getting that. I'm looking forward to seeing the actual full release of the game and people's reaction to the story. But we're just talking about the beta right now. I have not had one issue. Like me and K Mega played the other day. We were housing those teams and we were playing. Like we're having a good time playing too. Like it's just fun. It's just like pure fun. I've seen people come back into Halo that hadn't played it in ages, and it's like they're getting that nostalgia. Like, oh, I remember playing this as a kid. I remember playing this when I was in high school, and I haven't really gotten into it before. And I think the fact that it is free and people have kind of come back to it, and like it's like even people who've left the Xbox brand have come back to play Halo. And that's how powerful this game is. And it's like there's gonna be a shitload. And the other part is too, there's a shitload of people that are gonna be playing this game, and I've not had one server issue whatsoever. I've not dropped out of any matches. I've not had like any like crazy lag. Like in the past couple of years, when a multiplayer game comes out, the first day, it's bullshit. Like you can't get in and get in a server. We had no issues. I've not heard anyone complain about getting into matches in this game. I have.
Yeah, no, they did an incredible job. They did
a really good job. Like so, like just like not just the gameplay, but like everything on the back end too. That we don't even think about as gamers. We just want to turn it on and play. Everything has worked with this. Like it I mean, like this is like if there was any better release, I couldn't name one that was just like flawless the way this is for Microsoft. Like it's working perfect for them. The delay helped. The beta they had a while back helped. And all the shit people were talking about, Craig, in the beginning, all the dumb shit people were pulling out of their ass about this game not looking like ass. I'm saying looking like ass or playing like ass. I've not heard anybody talk shit about this game other than the progression system. That's it. And so like I think they did something with this, and it's gonna be crazy. December 8th when it comes out, how many people are gonna be into this game? And I would love to see the numbers. Like right now, we can't see like unfortunately you can kind of go on and check and shit. I would love to see what the numbers are of this game. How many people are actually playing this game right now?
Well, just on Steam, it's over 240,000 people.
Concurrent.
I mean, concurrent on Steam alone, and that's third place behind Dota and Counter-Strike. That
Yeah, they're
that's
gonna be
saying
playing
something.
this game for years,
That's
man.
saying
Let's
something.
go. Actually, I was like, what?
That's saying something. Like that is monstrous. Like, and then Sea of
Well,
Thieves
it's
is
monstrous.
it's the top 5 too.
Well, it's monstrous, but it's also like on multiple generations. It's not just PC, but it's also on the Xbox PC store, not just Steam. In regards to that, so it doesn't count all those numbers. It just counts what showed up on
Just
Steam,
Steam.
and
On
it's competing with
Steam,
Steam. Yeah,
Not
that's
Windows, just Steam. Yep.
yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah, that's insane.
Forza is a niche title, and it did 10 million in a week and some change.
Is it niche, Stark? Is that
We're getting back to Halo, Forza, Gears, bro. Where are we going here?
I gotta just throw some shade, or somebody gonna say that I'm not being petty, but I will have to say, for a niche title like Forza, in 1 week has done 10 million, while Game of the Year, game that was nominated. Game that's projected as a game.
We don't need to go there.
I'm going there. I'm going there tomorrow on GRG.
Already.
God of War only did 3 million in a week. So I'm just saying. I mean, God of War has done 20 million, 19, 20 million overall. But I'm just saying that just put that in perspective. It's not a diss on God of War.
Half in a week. Half in a week.
But just put that in perspective. A game that has been nominated, got Game of the Year, and it's critically acclaimed, and a niche title like Forza, a racer, 10 million. That's nuts. I mean, that's just nuts. But anyway, I just had to do that.
He just gave the good game to Sony, bro. That's what he just did.
But shout out to all the Forza Horizon 5 gamers out there.
Yeah.
I've been going back and forth between Halo Infinite and Forza. Games absolutely incredible. Have no idea. The funny thing about it, they're like, well, supposedly the whole kind of like voting thing, it closed the day before early release of Forza Horizon. But then you look at other games that were nominated throughout the years, and they were in like mid to late November, and it's like, well, why would you close it off so early this year? That's weird.
Smash Brothers was nominated, and it came out December of that last year.
Isn't that weird?
Oh, we are going to get into that really bad, dude. Like, it's not going to be good.
Well, I mean, it's already 10:30, but I got work tomorrow. But well,
so do I.
Crispy. I gotta wake up at like 5 in the morning. Crispy, what do you think about the Halo Infinite? Have you gotten your hands on it? Have you played it, man? I know you're a Gears guy, but it seems like you might be fledging out as a Gears and Halo guy. What's the deal here, bro?
You all know that I've told the story about Chainsaw, my friend, in Gears 1, and just like having a great time because we're doing couch co-op at the time. Never played Xbox in my life. That was my oh shit moment. Like, I need this. Halo, I had my oh shit moment.
Really?
I completely, like, dude, I've been getting obliterated every time I play a first person shooter that's multiplayer. I get obliterated all the time. My right eye is shot. That's where all the guns come from. It's, I'm like looking like side-eyed at the fucking TV when I play these games. It's one of those things that you go and say, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what map this is, but I keep doing the same thing. I keep running into this area and I get killed. So then I go up to this other area and I see a grapple shot and I go, oh, I've heard about you. And I stand there for a second. I'm like, somebody's going to come and kill me. I'm waiting. And I'm looking around. I'm like, okay, I'm grabbing it. Go and grab it. Try to launch, fail. Try to launch, fail. I'm like, oh, okay. This sucks. So then I launch one more time, go up to here, go up to the main building. and then I somehow managed to cancel it. And I have my pistol out at this point, which is hilarious, by the way. It's hilarious. Like I'm floating in the air with the pistol just pointing somewhere. And it's like, and I just look down and I'm like, oh, I'm falling. Oh, you're an enemy. Boom, boom, miss both. Oh, fuck. Boom, right to the head. And I fall down and I'm like, record. Fucking shit didn't work. It didn't work. Doesn't exist. Never happened. It happened, but it never happened. And this is right after they announced it. The only thing there was problems trying to download it. You download the multiplayer, then you had to download the update at the beginning. Like the day after, I believe they corrected it. But yeah, you had to do the both. So if you had an issue doing that, that's what happened. I just had to figure it out. My oh shit moment, I was like, okay, I'm gonna come back to this game. And I get what the Don's saying. I understand what you're saying, but you're an OG hater. That's what I feel like.
Oh,
You kind of don't like the OG. And the only reason why I say that is because I beat Halo 3 and it kind of feels like Halo 3.
Yeah,
It
I agree.
really
I agree. It really does feel like it. I'm not an older.
I'm
game
not.
hater.
I'm not.
Progression.
I'm
That's different.
busting your chops, dude.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
just-
I'm busting your chops, but that's my point. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like so many people that are playing now, especially in the free to play model, is why, like, some of Halo 5, Halo 4, like people that love those games. I got like, dude, Halo 4. I played the campaign about halfway through and then I just stopped. I don't know. I don't completely remember why. It's probably because another game came out. That's about it. Halo 5. I mean, me and the Don played, dude, at least 3 hours one night. You know what I mean?
Multiplayer, yeah, I think so.
And I would think it was Big Team Battle or something. And it was like, it was fun. Like, I don't expect to be the greatest in the world. When he's on top, I'm praising him. I'm like, thank you for carrying me. But people look at me like on Gears like that. You know what I mean? But the one thing I'll say is I never felt like, and I played for like 3 hours on Monday afternoon, played for like 3 hours. And I really walked away from it and I was like, I don't hate the game. I don't feel like I was cheated. I don't feel like it ran horribly. I actually feel like it was the most smooth I've ever played in years. That's crazy. Now, I do want to get into progression real quick. And all I want to say is when you buy the battle pass, this is where the problems are lying. I haven't bought the battle pass. I don't know from firsthand experience, but everybody's describing the same thing. And this is a shame on you to Xbox. Okay? You did not communicate because everything I see described is what the Tour of Duty system when it originally launched to Gears 5. That is exactly what it was. And we all hated it. And you chose to do that. Now, I hope that you have a contingency plan that is even better than what you've announced in the past few days. That is going to fix this. Because people do not want to play the game the way the game wants you to play. They want to play as they want to play. And you do not do that. And this is exactly why Gears 5 launched like shit. Because the multiplayer progression system, and it had to be in Game Pass. It was not free to play. You had to be at least in Game Pass. It just felt like you were earning nothing. It was like
for Halo 5?
No, for
Gears
5.
Yeah, Gears 5 was like that. It was really slow.
The Tour of Duty system is exactly what we're experiencing. And I do say shame on Xbox for not looking at what happened there and not correcting it for Halo. Now, like I said, maybe they have a contingency plan, and it is a free-to-play game, technically. But I still, what's the logic in doing something that's already hurt you once? Makes no sense.
You know, Crispy, when it comes to the progression, again, like I have agreed somewhat with people. I feel like, I first got in, 13 hours. I'm at level 6 going to level 7. I don't think it's necessarily bad. I do know 343 did a quick update to kind of help alleviate some of the grind that people said that they were experiencing, like some of the
When did they do that update?
today.
Today, yeah, they did that.
It's a quick fix. It's a quick fix. They're still going to go in January. They're gonna give more details on how they're going to go in again. But some of the more annoying kind of like challenges they took off the table. And then
Challenges part. There's the word. There's the problem. Okay? Like,
well,
you go 19 kills and 1 death. And because you didn't do any challenges, you get half the points that somebody with 20 deaths and 1 kill. You understand what I'm saying? It makes
also
no
goes
sense.
but it also goes by tier as well. So like it's according by what your class is. If you're just a regular start off class, then I booted Halo up, and then I got people hitting me with invites already. I'm not.
Same here. Same here.
Yeah,
I'm playing in the background.
Listen
but
to
no,
you guys.
it's one of those things for me where it's like I think there's a lot of confusion because there are people that's coming back into it. But I'm gonna let you finish and then I'm gonna speak.
Well, shout out to the friendly neighborhood Blue Shell. Blue Shell, you read my mind, because when it came down to it, when it comes to progression, I think you definitely keep the challenges as well. I do like those. It gets you to play different in the game. Like I think the inherent kind of like the instinct of winning won't veer, especially if you're with friends and stuff like that. You want to win the round. So when it comes down to it, you're still trying to win, but you're trying to win with, let's say, getting more kills with the Mangler than you normally would try, which the Mangler is actually a very nasty weapon.
And let's do a hypothetical real quick.
Let me just finish this real quick. Let me just finish this. What he said about medals and gaining XP that goes towards your battle pass or whatnot with the medals that you get in the game. They have a lot of different medals for a lot of different things that will really like you're gonna get a medal just based on how you play. Let's be real on that.
Dude, if you played Gears multiplayer, bro, you would know that just exactly what the Tour of Duty was. What I'm gonna say this, okay? Because you're a free to play model, you got to give like super amount of XP for somebody that gets MVP, okay? Or somebody that has the best KD or something like that. Like, if you want to have those like type of progressions, you got to really reward the people that play well. And the people that don't play well, like myself, are just there to help the people that play well. That's the way it usually happens, dude. I'm sorry. Like,
I don't think they want to. I don't think they want to.
Yeah, I don't think they want to do that. I don't think they should do that either.
But again, with the medals though, with putting XP behind medals that you are earning in the game, you will get medals for a bunch of different things. You don't necessarily have to be the guy with the best KD, or you don't have to be the guy, that's the MVP of the squad, but you're doing all these little things and you're getting these medals. These medals are giving you experience points that are being put towards your battle pass. I think that would be blending that in with the challenges.
You're kind of ignoring what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if you're going to include, what you want to kind of be diversity in how you play the game. Okay, you have to have the rewards for the hardcore players. That's what I'm saying, and that's where the mistake is made. It is that let's just think about all the casual players and let's do all these medals and all these things that these hardcore players.
They're not putting XP behind medals right now, and that's what I'm the one saying that they should do that, and so is Blue Shell.
The best way to describe it, you're not off base there. It is like the Gears of War system, but more generous. is the best way I would describe it. So like the challenges are easier to get. Most people get them. So if you're like a more skilled player, you'll probably get more of those challenges, per round. So you will get benefits from that. And then the less skilled players still get something. It's not like a, I would
Like
play
God.
Gears, and at times you wouldn't get anything, right? It's not like that. But what happens is when you get those rewards, the XP number is not very big. And that's kind of more or less what people are talking about. So it's like, it's a little bit like the gear system. They're generous on giving you those achievements. If you're a good player, you get more of those achievements. But the progression, the way that bar moves is really, really slow. And I think that's what everyone's really
Blue Shell
complaining about.
he detailed what he was saying a little bit more. He's like, he gives an example. Slayer, you get extra 8 XP for kill streak medals. Capture the flag, you get extra XP for flag captures or stopping the guy from returning the flag. Now, I see that that's actually a really good idea when it comes to the game mode itself. Besides having those challenges, but specific extra XP for the specific things that you're supposed to do in that mode. I think that's a really good idea, actually. Anybody agree, disagree on that from Blue Shell?
No, I agree.
That would address a lot of issues, actually.
Right. That's what they said that they were going to do. It said it was going from the overall plan of what they were trying to do. They're going to cut back on the challenges. That's what they already have done because they want people to progress faster. And so at the end, overall, for the people who will still stay and continue to play, it's going to affect them because there ain't going to be as many challenges as there once was. And so therefore it's going to, you're still going to progress, but you're not going to progress as hardcore or as hard or as fast as you would have if they kept all the challenges. Because the biggest thing to do is, like, for instance, if you get those little XP things, it's best to hold it until next week, because you never know. Because also what Halo does in all these like games, even if free to play or not, they always have these double XP weeks or weekends or something like that. So Halo is definitely going to have that. So just think that if you compile your XPs, right, and then that you earned, and then you wait until there's a double or four or quadruple day or weekend, and you enhance all that, you'll be jumping up in no time. So you'll be making up for it in the long run. It's just that they just want everybody to play every mode and not just be singular on one thing or just be good at one thing. Like, they want people to assist the game. They want people to, they know that there's going to be people out there that are not as good. They're just coming in to play. But if they, as long as they participate and just do their part, they will be rewarded. You go back to that style of, well, they're the top player, they got to get the most because they had the best KD, and all they did is didn't play the objective to just kill everybody. Then why should they be rewarded? Because the only thing they did was just try to manipulate the system. You see what I'm saying? So I get where they're going from, but the overall point is that it is slower. And so it doesn't look like that you're progressing as much. I put in 17 hours and I'm almost to level 6. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. You know what I'm saying? But the point of the matter is that I've gotten a couple of XPs. I haven't used them yet. And I'm just biding my time until I get to, when I get to level 10 or level 15, and then I'll start using it, or if like I said, wait till next week or something like that. But my point, because I'll be quick about it, is I think why a lot of people didn't resonate to 4 and 5 is for 2 reasons. Because it was too pro style. 5 is definitely a pro style. That is no question about it. As much as I love 5. I love 5 to death. Everybody knows that especially if you listen to this podcast, you know that I love Halo 5. But to newcomers, they'll come in and they might think that it's too sweaty for them because they have too many things to do. This is more simplistic, back to the way that the first Halos were, where you jump in, you can throw a grenade, you can shoot your gun, you can jump. You know what I'm saying? There might be some people that will want to they'll get accustomed to later on wanting to use the accessories, but it's gone back to that root of it's simplistic. You know,
The fundamentals is what you're referring to.
Yeah, the fundamentals, and so therefore everybody it has that nostalgia of feeling like, oh, this is back to the way it was, even though there's still some elements of some Halo 4, some Halo 5 in it, but not to the degree of what Halo 4 and Halo 5 was, because those were definitely more pro-eccentric, because they were trying to get into the, they were going into the starting off with the championships, the esports and all of that. So that was the thing that it didn't hurt either Halo. Halo still sold fantastic, but it got that negative press because of that reason, and because it just didn't feel familiar with the old heads that's been wanting something like this. So that to me is the overall reason why so many people are saying, oh yeah, this is Halo is back. Halo ain't never fucking left. It ain't never left. So get that right. It ain't never left. Halo 5
I like that pro feel more
records.
though. That makes sense right
Yeah.
there. I do more.
I was playing Halo 5 today and going through it, and I'm like, oh my god, yeah, and I loved it, but not everybody is going to love it, and not everybody, and that's fine. But for me to readjust with it, the game feels good, the game looks good. I'm having a blast playing it. I'm saying, the more Halo, the better for me. You know what I'm saying? Because what I feel that what they're going to do at the end of the day, I will get my Halo 5 season. You know what I'm saying? So so my armor's gonna be slapping. So you know what I'm saying? Get ready to see some lock shit popping.
Yeah, zombie lock.
You know what I'm saying? I listen to you. And so
giving you shit, man. I
know, but the thing of it, I was waiting for Dark to say something, but this threw me for a loop.
I think Dark felt.
I mean, Locke is not coming back, so I mean.
Okay.
That Spartan killer, the Spartan killer.
I hate to break it to you, Locke is in the game in some form or fashion.
Yeah, his helmet
hanging off of
Hyperius.
Gun.
Yeah, it's hanging off of Hyperius's shoulder. But listen, that last point is that it feels great. People can now jump off of 343's ass, you know what I'm saying, and give them praise. Because as many times as I've been seeing people talk shit about 343, I need you guys to be out here to have that same fucking energy and give 343 their props. Now I know there's some people that still waiting for the campaign and all that. So fine. But after the 8th, because I have no worries, and I've been telling you not to have worries. So I'm listening to these knuckleheads out here that just want to do doom and gloom every damn week.
This is what 343 needs to do. They need to have a map done by Bungie for Halo Infinite, so they can put the Bungie label on the game as well, and then people stop complaining.
And people stop complaining.
Just one map. You just need one map. That's all you need.
That is actually a great idea. There you go.
Give 343 their flowers, man, because I mean that Crispy said it. Everybody on the panel so far has said it. It's like, look, this game launching the way that it is on all of these, on Xbox One, for Xbox One S, Xbox One X, Series X, Series S, PC, Windows, like, bro, in this game, the only problems that we've had is that after the end of the game, we get booted. You know what I'm saying? A few times, but never during the game do we get booted. And then on top of the game runs smooth as hell. So kudos to what 343 and what Microsoft has done with this title. Give them their flowers. That's all I'm saying. I'm done.
Nice. Yo, shout out to Sir X-Man hitting up that super chat. He says, I only play Halo in triple screen PC Master Race. Right there. Yo, shout out to Sir X-Man.
Balls deep.
Let's see. Who we got? Let's go to Dark. I mean, Dark said he had some things to say. Hopefully he either wrote them down or he remembered them. But I believe Dark has
his memoirs.
Yeah, the Dark Otter, the Angry Otter memoirs. Dude, Halo Infinite, bro. What are your thoughts, man? We pretty much got the full game now. I will honestly say, I thought there would be more modes. Like, where is my King of the Hill? stuff like that. I know, as like seasons progress and stuff, they're gonna add content, but the staple kind of like game modes. To me, King of the Hill is one of those. I was a little disappointed not to see King of the Hill in there. But we got one flag. We got one flag in there. But all in all, I'm having a blast. What about you, Dark? What are your thoughts and opinions here?
Halo's back. It never left, but it's back.
Oh.
It's good, man. I mean, I'm enjoying it. I've been playing it when I can. I just got so much other stuff going on. But it's really good, man. I mean, they did a good job. I like the old style of Halo, so I think for me this is more up my alley, to be honest, than Halo 4. I mean, I liked 5. I didn't mind 5. It wasn't like terrible to me or anything, like some people think it was. But it's definitely
Hear that, Mega? He has a little love for Locke. You can hear it in his voice.
not for Locke. Not for Locke at all. I like the actor though. I like the actor that plays Locke, but not
Cage?
Locke as the character. Yeah, Luke Cage. But I am really torn because I'm liking it, but I'm kind of upset too at the same time, because where the fuck is SWAT? Okay,
See, that's
like,
another one.
where
King of
is
the
that?
Hill, SWAT.
Where is that?
It's not there.
That should have been there. That should have been there day one, dude. Honestly,
It's still the
like,
beta.
to
It's not day
I
one yet.
I understand that, but if they don't have that on that day, like December 8th, I'm gonna be pissed, dude. I'm gonna be like,
I'm sure
really?
they're going to release more and more stuff every week, actually, leading up to the final game, to be honest
Okay,
with you.
okay.
Adamus,
Okay,
dare we
well
say
then-
you're gonna
Oh,
be
he's saying let
angry?
him have his bitching moment. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Let me have my moment, damn it. Let me bitch all I want, okay?
He's just mad because I said he has love for Locke. That's all.
Somebody get this guy a sand pond real quick.
Bilbo sticks. No.
I feel like it's definitely a really good game, but that progression system, man, that's got to go. I mean, I know that they're still in beta and they're still working out all the kinks, but that's got to go. That's either got to be faster, or at least give me a number to be like, oh, I'm rank number, like they did in Halo 5, when they gave us numbers and shit.
Oh, Spartan
Like,
rank?
at least give me something, like, so then I feel like I'm progressing at all. Like, I don't feel like I'm progressing at all. And I played a couple games, I played at least 10 or 15 games already, and I don't even feel like I'm getting anything done.
Well,
be
the funny
honest,
thing was with Halo 5, and I love the rec system on that. I love the randomness. You never knew what you were gonna get. I was just getting the gold rec packs. And
yeah, that's what I liked about Halo 5 for sure. Yeah.
But the thing was, I wouldn't get something
They
unlocked
hated the rec
for like
packs.
2 or 3 rounds. Like I would because I think it was like 10,000 points or whatever per gold rec pack. So that would take me a couple rounds. It'd take me like 2-3 rounds before I got it. So I wasn't getting like lit up with stuff like every round and stuff like that. Like
Right.
people are saying that they want either. I don't know, man. Like I did like the randomness of the rec pack. I wish that still was,
For me,
was
it's
there.
it's not about every round. It's not about every round. I mean, even if it takes like a couple rounds to get some progression, that's fine. It's this like 15 rounds and I'm still at level 1.
It's almost a sensation is what you're referring to, like
right.
you
Like
know-
like make me feel like I'm actually doing something.
Yeah.
It doesn't
The
feel
way
like
that-
I'm doing anything.
The way that they had everybody with the flight, that's kind of like how even me too. I was just thinking like, oh, this shit gonna fly. I want to be a level 100, but it seems like the one thing that they didn't learn was what one of the main problems with Halo 5 was that progression system. Once you got past 100 and what was it, Don? 135 level. Once you got past
Yeah,
like
there was a
130
stall
or
out.
25,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
amazing. Boy.
I made it to 148 on the Halo 5.
146.
I mean, that's
was
okay because I mean that happens in other games too. But the thing is that
not to that
like
degree. Halo 5
not
isn't
yeah,
really a
not to that
problem.
degree,
Yeah.
but I mean, at least make me feel like I'm getting something
You're saying
accomplished here.
hang that carrot a little closer to your face is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just I don't feel like it's good progression, but I'm loving the gameplay, and it makes me want to go back, and keep playing it. I didn't really like the flight. Honestly, I was like really didn't have a feeling for it. And then I picked it up and started playing it. When they said, "Hey, you can play it now," and I'm liking it. And maybe it's because I don't know. Maybe I I don't know. I put some time in that flight, man. I put some time in there, and I just didn't feel the same way that I do now, which is weird because
Maybe because they were only like they were sectioning off like little bits of content. You're getting a bigger scope
maybe
now.
I don't know if that's actually the case because honestly, like I felt like the flight just didn't. I don't know. I didn't feel anything. Like I didn't feel like it was Halo. Like it just kind of, I don't know. And then I started playing it when it's like in beta form, and I'm like, dang, like this is good. Like this is really good.
Damn. Don, you hit the button? Damn. Okay.
And it's just it's not really like I don't know, man. I'm more excited to see what the campaign's all about too. Like I really want to see what
Dude,
that's gonna entail.
playing this beta or whatnot really's got me like, man, I want to play the
Yeah.
campaign. I
Yeah,
really do.
you know me, man. Like I love that single player stuff. So and if they can pull off having both Halo multiplayer and Halo
Campaign.
single player campaign stuff, oh man, it's golden. Like Halo will be, it'll be definitely a talk for game of the year next year. In my opinion, to be honest.
That would be surprising to me.
Yeah, I know. It's surprising.
Just because of
but-
the time, just because of the amount
right,
of time.
just because of the time and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I think that they got something here with the multiplayer though, definitely. But that single player, they better pull it off, man.
Well,
If they don't pull it
I will
off.
say I've watched gameplay from
Yeah, I've seen it.
the campaign on IGN. Now, granted, maybe
Yeah.
the person controlling the sticks, not the greatest Halo player, but
Yeah,
it
not
does
not
look
very good.
it does look promising in terms of the levels and the enemies and stuff like
I
that.
like that first level, dude, where you're like on the fucking banished ship and stuff. Like you're on their ship and shit. That's where you start out. So, I mean, that's gonna be interesting. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the 8th. I'm not gonna be here on the podcast when that comes out, dude.
The only thing
you better expect that.
Well, Dark. The only thing
You might as well just do a live stream or something if that's the case.
I'm a little concerned about with the campaign.
No, I'm talking about pod.
It seems like the narration has gone back to like Cold Spartan John 117, like before 4. You know what I'm saying?
The same personality as Locke, right?
Yeah,
same personality as Locke.
Yeah,
same personality as Locke. Get out of here, dude. No fucking way.
Go listen to it.
No,
I mean,
dude. John
go listen to it.
117 is way better than.
I love when they got into his emotional side with Halo 4 going into Halo
Just
5.
like Locke.
Like I thought it really fleshed out the character. So I don't want them to step back, but we're gonna have to wait and see. But shout out to DJ Berto Doss hitting up that super chat. That is right, bro. Thank you for the support. He says, Dubs is my favorite mode in Halo. Eagerly waiting for that SWAT. It is coming, Dark. He said, "Yo, Xbot, when are we gonna run it, bro?" Just to let you know, because I actually have to pick up my daughter from the bus stop tomorrow, so I will be leaving work early tomorrow, which means I will be around for Halo. So if you're down, man, you got me. We got each other on Xbox Live. We can definitely get in tomorrow. And
I'm gonna try to get into this weekend, but I'm pretty busy this weekend, so.
Well,
We'll
I
see.
also know like they're gonna be playing this on Tushy's game night, on Noof's game night, stuff like that. So the community's gonna be out and about. Everybody's gonna be in on Halo. Did I miss
Yeah, I just got
anybody?
hit up by Kid Smooth. I got hit up. I'll be hit about.
It's time to
Jesus
move
Christ.
on.
It is time. Well, it's time to wind it down. Is what it's time to, because I got to get to work.
Crispy, if you want to talk
means I
about
gotta-
the VGA, you can hop on GRG tomorrow, right? But we'll talk about that. That's gonna be one of my first two topics. So if you
Yeah,
It may happen.
the whole VGA thing
I-
is
I think I'm
crazy,
down
man.
for that. I think
Yeah,
I think you
come
can
on
say
through.
that now.
Uh-oh.
Care
let's
less
do it.
about VJs. To
Yo,
be
Let's
honest.
do it.
that means tomorrow's GRG is about to get crazy.
Oh, yeah.
The GRG panel with Crispy. Come on,
It's
man.
always crazy. What are you talking about? Especially when K Maker's drunk and shit.
No, right after K Mega is going to be somewhere else. I don't know.
Yeah. I will announce that.
Oh yeah. Well, guys, we have come to the end of the show. I got to get to bed. I got to go to work tomorrow morning. I got to say, huge shout out to everybody that hung out with us tonight, man. Seeing some of those familiar names that we haven't seen in a while, plus the people who are here every single week. Thank you guys so much for all the support. It definitely means a lot. If you haven't done it yet,
You see how bad we beating these people? Oh my god!
if you haven't done it yet,
I feel a little bad. I feel a little guilty. Shit.
all right, guys, can I talk to the chat?
It's 38 to 9. It's 36 to 9.
That happens. I remember I was on the same team with somebody who couldn't drive a Warthog. That upset me.
Hey man, quit talking about me like that.
No,
Over
not
people
you.
in King of the Hill and Gears.
Actually, I think you were
They were
talking
dry
about
humping the
me.
mountain. But again, thank you guys so
wasn't dry.
much for all the support. We are here every Thursday night, 8 p.m. prime time. But of course, like a 40-year-old with a comb over, it is time to get those plugs in. And I think I'm gonna save Don and K Mega for last here. So we're gonna go with Predator on this one. Predator, what do you got for us, bro?
How much, man? See y'all next week, and y'all have a good weekend. Go play some Forza, some Halo, and some Battlefield.
I was gonna say, you
Get some
really
gaming
want
in.
to say Battlefield. You didn't even want to say, you like go play some.
I'm on lap like 15 of 50 right now, so.
Were you pausing it at all, or is that straight through?
I'm straight through.
Wow, dude, are you? Yeah, like you said, quick resume. Quick resume is your friend, bro.
Yeah, I'm not gonna finish this, but
He's trying
I'm
to
gonna
get he's trying to get that XP and those credits, man. That's what's going on right
Oh yeah.
there. Yeah, he's gonna
So
be pimping.
get my Forza in. My stepson comes next week, man. Actually this weekend, and he hogs my Xbox when he gets. He's a Sony knucklehead, so he'll be playing a bunch of Halo. I'll see him online playing under my name. So, but I'll pop in and play some games with whoever's playing this weekend, and especially on some Battlefield, because that's probably what I'll be getting into this weekend. But other than that, man, I'll see y'all next week.
All right,
Go Cowboys.
everybody send Predator Halo invites the entire time he's playing Battlefield. All right, guys.
And subscribe to Predators OnlyFans.
Yeah, do it. Dark Optimus did.
Oh crap!
On that note, I wanna
way
bet.
higher
I'll
than
see
I was
y'all later.
supposed to.
Oh my.
Yeah, Daddy needs his fix, but he's on a hiatus.
I'll send you something. Don't worry about
it.
Thanks, Boo.
Well, speaking of the man, since
Yeah.
since he's over here
I'll see you tonight. I'm going to bed.
trying to whisper sweet nothings
Right,
and
bro.
such, let's go with Dark Optimus next.
All
Yo,
you needed with that was a
Otter,
yawn.
what do you got going on, man? What's up with your outro? What you got for us?
Yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter, Dark Optimus. You can also find me on X, PlayStation the same name. And as always, you can find me here at the next podcast
Yeah.
every Thursday. But yeah, man, it was a fun show, dude, and can't wait to do it next week, and then the following week. Well, actually, we won't be doing it next week. That's Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
so
fuck no.
unless
I'm not spending
unless you decide to do like an early show or a later show or something.
I'm
Bot,
probably
I don't
gonna
know.
do like a gaming news podcast probably earlier in the week or something like
Okay.
that, man. But
All right.
yeah, that's optional because I care about my panel and I don't want to overwork you guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You
You don't consider Thanksgiving a pagan holiday, but the other one you do. I don't know, understand why, but
Oh, I can tell you why. Because the origins are paganistic. But
I know.
anyway,
I know it is.
did you ever look up the history of what they call the Yule log?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's really
Yeah,
crazy.
it's wild. It's wild, bro.
I'm like, yo, really? That's what that's about? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, but next on the list, the meat cutter extraordinaire, of course, dropping those bombs, and Crispy, he had the mega bomb, and unfortunately, I pulled the rug out from under him, bro. I do apologize about that, man, but I can't go another couple hours here or whatnot, man. I gotta fly. But Crispy, what's going on with you, man? What do you got for your intro?
Well, thank you for allowing me on here and actually letting me speak, Xbot. Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's very rare. It is rare.
But at ChrisBomb on Twitter, ChrisBomb28, Xbox Live, and I guess you can find me tomorrow. Was it 9 p.m. now, Mr. K Mega?
It's 9
the
p.m.
Lord's time.
Central
9 p.m.
time.
Lord's
Yeah.
time.
Well, it's
East,
like
East,
2 a.m.
East.
GMT.
Yeah, and 11 a.m. Australian time. Yeah, so yeah.
But I will be there. It's a rare occurrence on the liveness that I got invited to GRG, so definitely down for that. You can also you can also find me on the Retro Renegades Tuesday night, and then I don't know what's gonna happen after that. Turkey Day is upon us, and it's the apocalypse for a meat cutter. So enjoy yourselves. Love you all, but I hate this holiday. Thank you.
We love you too, bro.
I could just see fucking Crispy out there with a fucking meat cutter and shit.
Just a cleaver out there in the aisles. Like, who wants
it's just a butcher's knife, bro. Jesus Christ,
who needs this? Who needs turkey?
Give me a butcher's knife and I'll carve you up real quick. There you go.
Whoa, that's he chose violence. He chose
He
violence.
did. He did.
I chose violence.
All right, K Mega. It seems like you just certified that you're gonna have a crazy show tomorrow, man. What else do you got going with YouTube streaming? All that good stuff. The mythical beast that is known as the Devin the Gamer as well. What's going on, man?
We'll get back into it. You know what I'm saying? Had to get healthy. You know what I'm saying? Don was on vacation. You know what I'm saying? He was, you know what I'm saying? And when Don does his vacations, Don is not in public, around the public. He's usually help nursing wildlife. So, I mean, it's, you know what I'm saying? So that, he is trying to say, you know what I'm saying? He's riding his eagle over there.
And falling off of mountain bikes too.
Man,
he's
I have an eagle covered in American cheese right now. I'm just
right. And then when the eagle that he rode on flew him back, you know what I'm saying? That's what he treats him like. You know what I'm saying? He's exhausted enough to where you know what I'm saying? Look, that's illegal anyway.
Oh shoot.
But
Don don't give a fuck.
Yeah, he just don't. I'm going to be going on, and I'm stepping into the lion's den, or maybe because this was my first invite ever to Crossfire. You know what I'm saying? So maybe now maybe it's official that they're going to do the switch So you know what I'm saying?
wow.
So see if the
Oh,
Xbox
man.
fans, because they didn't want me to come in there.
Floppers.
They didn't want me to come in there to final, so I don't know. We'll see. It might be a love Xbox fest, but I appreciate Mooch giving me the invite. It's you know what I'm saying. I don't have a problem with crap on Mooch. You know what I'm saying. But you know me, I will talk my shit if I need to, and have a good time doing it. Then I'll have my boys bots back. You know what I'm saying. So it won't be no shenanigans unless, you know, if it goes down, then I'll say I choose war and let's get to it. But after that, it's going to be double duty, GRG. So I'm going to be amped up from wherever I come from Crossfire. So hope you guys come and check me out over here at or check us out, I should say, because it's not just me. Over there on GRG on my channel, KMega405. And I'll Fight Night Sunday will come back. I apologize for anybody that wanted to jump in and play. But I had the early appointment, which good to find out that I had a Nerf football in my damn hip. That still tripped me out that they said that damn tumor was that big. But anyway, a small one, not a big one, but a small one.
I think I can actually hear it whistling in the back.
Somebody throwing it around over there.
Yeah. I think my wound is queefing because it's so big.
Did you say your wound is queefing?
Yeah, I mean, because I got a big ass, big long ass scar. So it just, yeah. So anyway, all right, guys, come and check us out. Thank you. I won't be doing shit next week. There ain't gonna be no GRG. There ain't gonna be no next podcast for me. I'm just gonna be gaming. I will be streaming, but that's it. So I hope everybody have good holidays, and we'll see you guys the week after next.
Nice, and I will let you know when it comes to Crossfire, it's not going to be Mooch. It might be crap, but Brap is going to be the one, bro.
Who, bro? It won't. It won't.
It won't. It won't. He won't. He won't.
Nah. I got a pedigree. I go back.
I'm gonna be interested in this. I might have to play it on replay or some shit.
Yeah. So,
but shout out to you, man. I won't. It won't be. The cards won't be stacked against me, man. That's. It
nice. Will not. It will not be.
I think it's to be. I think K Mega's right. It's gonna be an Xbox love fest.
I think it will be. I think there'll be somebody that's going to say something. Of course. But yeah, it's okay. But
well, Mooch was playing Halo Infinite with me and Kyle L the other day, and he was having a blast, bro. But nice. It's going to be interesting.
All them dudes was over there playing Halo. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? So, and Forza. So, I mean, listen. It is what it is.
Oh, shit. Halo Gears and Forza, baby. Let's go.
It's the trinity of gaming.
It is.
It's funny. Isn't it funny? Come on. It's funny. It really is.
And last, but certainly not least, we got the man. You know, he's part of the Next Podcast family. Dude, I gotta say, it was a lot of fun having you on again. You know, even at the end when you and K Mega just started talking about the round you were playing. You know, while we were trying to get out of here. But
I mean, that was pretty.
Dawn of dryness.
Yes.
But Don, I know you are a streamer now. Trust me, I know. Anytime you have an Xbox Live party going on, it's pretty much there's a stream going on. So no, that's for real. There's no hell no to that. That's for real. But you know, let people know, you know, where they can find you, what's going on with the content and stuff, the streaming, and what you're up to, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So things have grown a little bit. So I always have my Twitch channel, but I also have a YouTube channel dedicated for streaming as well, simultaneously. So whatever platform you prefer, you can come join me there. And then there's going to be more stuff coming out soon, but I would just say just follow me on Twitter, the Don_KTR for all the latest stuff. So
nice. And get your Don t-shirt as well.
I do have a merch store. Yeah, I do have the Shut Up Edition shirts are live. Devin the Gamer shirts are live, and there's t-shirts with you know my icon and name on it there. So I mean, if you guys are interested in that stuff, you can definitely hit me up. It's actually I think in my title and my Twitter handle, you should be able to find the merch store there. So
nice, bro. And can't wait to have you on again, man. Again, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely. We'll talk about it.
It was nice. You showed
Felt
Dark
like old
Optimus
times,
how
didn't
to
it?
actually be on a podcast, so that was good.
I forgot about halfway, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I know how to do this. So,
Always a pleasure, bro. Always a pleasure, dude.
oh, thank you
Nice.
guys.
I
Appreciate it.
definitely do not know how to be on a podcast. I just
It's
Man,
okay.
you-
You're drunk. It's fine.
He also doesn't know how to tie his shoes, so that's why he wears Crocs all the time. So
Crocs. At least it's not the Velcro sneakers that.
no, they're tactical Crocs. They're camo.
no,
No,
they're Velcro.
he got Velcro.
No,
he got
they're
Velcro. soft
Velcro
sandals.
Crocs. They're Velcro
Oh,
Crocs.
guys, on
That's
that
what they
note,
are.
on that note, we are definitely
He got
again,
Velcro sandals. That's what he
Okay.
does. That's what he
Shout
does.
out.
That's right.
Shout out to the
Adidas.
chat. Thank you guys so much. Oh, okay. Well, I got.
I thought they
and
were
ones right now.
Jordache.
I got and one.
No,
right now.
no,
But,
no.
Knee-high
It's
sock
expensive.
ninja. Look at this
Yeah,
guy.
knee-high sock ninja. Yeah.
it's crazy. They don't want it to end, people. They do not want it to end. But
Just cut the damn thing off. That's what I do.
I
I'm
know.
like, we
Yeah,
out.
I know. I don't
Twitter
understand.
at the Don_KTR.
Oh yeah.
She sounds like she was forced to do
The
that.
Don
Yeah.
KTR.
baby.
she
Yeah,
sounds
you
tied
know-
up, right? She does sound tied up.
She definitely sounds like she was tied up.
K
You know where
Mega
she came from.
405.
405.
Hey, Mega.
Oh,
5.
Yo, Blue Moon,
like,
thank
I
you so
really
much,
don't
man.
wanna do
Definitely
this.
appreciate that. Appreciate all you guys. Guys, we are here every Thursday, 8 p.m.
Not next Thursday though.
except for
No.
next Thursday. But 8 p.m. is crispy.
Man, you start picking some holidays.
Time.
That's right, prime time.
You
yo.
better, your
Guys,
religion better start picking some damn holidays.
If-
Start messing with everybody else. Start getting normal.
If you haven't done it yet, yo, hit that
Good
thumbs up
lord.
button. If you haven't subscribed,
Oh,
definitely
shit.
subscribe. I will be streaming more. Of course,
What,
Forza
what kind of
and
religion?
Halo are out. I will be streaming those games for you
Damn
guys.
religion, you guys are going around. I don't like these type of holidays.
Guys,
Wait,
Man, I'm gonna be streaming
Yeah.
games with a turkey leg in my hand. Let's
I
go.
like
But until next time,
just sit at a table and eat and
until
enjoy
next time,
themselves.
have a great night,
Oh, my
everybody.
God. Peace,
out.
everybody.
Laters.
Steve Downs, the voice of Master Chief, Spartan 117. And you're tuned in to Next Podcast. Now, wake me when you need me.